This is called a Doctor Who scarf. It's a character.
Yeah.
That's kind of a big deal.
I never saw Jodie Whittaker wear one of those.
I want to slap you.
A sniper's dream, 100 bites of memory. He has before head, and after head goes brains vertical. No matter who he races, he gonna have a head start. Frontal globe. Remembers what happened to Mom. His barber stands on the second floor. Why can you still see his forehead with the comments open? Shut his eyes. He got a lot on his mind. He's been told to hold that thought all his life. Bro sweat tries before it reaches his eyes. He needs bangs. Bro's imaginations in 4K Ultra HD. If you drew an inch on his forehead, Colby would survive. His forehead says 6'5", but his eyes say 5'9". The most epic heroic song of all time. Bro's forehead has a national anthem. Bro knew this would happen.
Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. Oh, happy birthday to you.
Here they come and the crowd cannot wait. All hail Friday Night Lights. I apologize cause I'm probably late. All hail Friday Night Lights. Radical lights and highly organized. It's Friday Night Lights, Friday Night Lights. Time has come, they are finally here. All hail Friday Night Lights. We're not affiliated, just so we're clear. All hail Friday Night Lights. Sweet Mother Mary, turn on the oil, you got real. It's Friday Night Lights, Friday Night Lights, Friday Night Lights, Friday Night Lights, Friday Night Lights.
Wow, that's so funny. So funny.
Oh,
Bravo!
that intro was phenomenal.
I didn't know.
Holy shit.
I didn't know Perry Chan knew it was my birthday. That's a very female thing, Perry Chan.
He didn't. We told him.
We
Oh,
told him.
You're welcome.
Fair. That's very fair.
Happy
Okay.
birthday, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Right before G&G Daily, Jeremy's like, "Oh man, I didn't know it was your birthday. If I knew, I wouldn't have had you, come on today." I'm like, could you imagine
This
how
is literally what he
fucking
said, too.
Gay it would have been. How gay it would have been if I was like, Jeremy, it's my birthday. Can I have the day off?
Can I have a mental health day? So I can celebrate me.
I'd really like the morning off. It's my birthday, Jeremy. God, I would have killed myself if that was the truth.
I need to go get a pedicure.
A bit of me
Chrissy.
time.
Chrissy, we're
Oh,
Scorpios,
boy.
right? We're Scorpios.
It was my Scorpio.
Scorpio.
God, this is gonna be a
Scorpios.
bad fucking stream.
Already
You
just
can't
gay.
complain about something
Yeah.
being gay and then do that.
I'm good.
Whoosh.
Hey, Ryan, to
This is
preface, Ryan, to preface, could you show them the bottle in case they haven't seen it?
This one
In case they don't know.
Oh,
started
love
off
it.
about here. The past 2 hours, it's gone to here.
How did you drink all that?
I opened my gullet. I don't know.
He opened his pie hole.
Isn't one of Gary's rules not to don't drink and stream? Here we are.
It's not a rule.
Jeremy, it's not a rule. It's unsolicited advice that everyone should follow, but they don't. Hence a lot of entertainment at somebody else's expense on the internet. Okay.
Then Gary gave enough money to make me take a shot on stream. So
Really?
You knew what you were getting at that point.
How much money did it take?
I gifted memberships. I gifted 50 memberships, so other people can watch Ryan embarrass himself.
If he chooses to do so.
Power to the people.
Was it $50 a shot?
Yes.
Dangerous.
How many shots did I pay
fair,
for? Oh, shit.
To be fair, I encourage this behavior today. I said if Flashcast has taught me anything, grift off of the shot. So,
The best deleted stream in history.
One of my internet dads basically said, "Get fucked up."
Yeah.
Right. Welcome to Friday Night Tights, a guestless show this evening. So, and don't worry, we won't be talking about Ryan's birthday all show. So.
No, not at all.
What time were you born?
Fucking no.
You don't know?
I don't know. I don't know what.
I was born at like 3 a.m.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I was born at 5 a.m.
I don't remember.
I don't give a shit.
Why do y'all keep that information?
Because
our moms reminded us all the time that you woke me up at 3 a.m. No.
100% my mom's going to text me during this show.
Me. She wasn't there.
I don't know why, but I get the impression that Ryan was a really difficult birth. He was probably
just
that head,
you know.
Yeah.
Dad, for real, I was a C-section, so yes.
There you go.
They just
There
saw
you
it
go.
like, nah. We'll do it easy way.
Don't even try.
Not a
He was
woman in
born
the
at
world
six.
whose
Six.
fucking like hips can open up that far with this head. Boom. Cut.
It's like a hanger to the artist.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my God.
Thankfully, there's a lot to talk about because Rachel Zeigler is back in the news,
Yes, she is.
gifting content to all, and thank you.
Hey, I made a video for the first time in 5 weeks on the main G&G channel because of her. We appreciate it, Rachel. Keep running your mouth. Thank you so much.
But she apologized.
Because
Sure.
didn't mean it. That
Not
was,
really.
That was Disney with a gun to her head. saying,
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm really
Absolutely.
sorry."
Disney took that rainbow-colored gun that they shoved right down Bob Chapek's throat, and they turned it right around Rachel Zeigler. That's basically what
I would
happened.
like to apologize to everybody.
Well, no, I
Yep.
think she apologizes for posting, not that she was wrong in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
No. So
Well,
we'll get into
difference.
that. We have clips. We have other clips that Steph found them. That's the first place I saw them was Steph from My Nerdy Home. So we're going to play some of those clips. And we're going to talk. A couple of people have seen Gladiator 2 here. We haven't in the States.
I wish I hadn't.
I've seen a movie that very few people have seen and won't see for another month. I'll talk briefly about that. We're going to talk about the Penguin. Yes, we're going to spoil it. That'll be later, but the spoiler paddle will be up. Okay, I got some complaints and I listen. So we'll just put the paddle up later on. And then, of course, all the celebrity meltdowns that continue to this very moment, which, quite frankly, this week can't get any better. It's like 2 weeks of like being on cloud nine,
It's
floating around on
scary.
clouds.
It's scary how good it is right now.
Birds are flying around. Everything's happy. Even when it's gloomy Michigan, I'm just like waking up with, I can still see the sun. It's so great.
Say that
just
for me
getting
one
started.
time. Wait.
Just getting started.
You're in the red state of
I am in the
Michigan.
red state of Michigan, Grand Rapids, Michigan, where Trump had his last rally before his victory. I'll be here for Grand Rapids Comic-Con with I almost said Mueller, with Critical Drinker, who's on his way here right now. And we're doing a couple of things. We'll talk about that later.
Allegedly on his way here.
He's on the plane.
right.
He's on the plane. He gets here tonight. I think at like 8 or 9.
Ryan's like,
Breaking it down.
allegedly.
Like,
You're just
allegedly.
suddenly really skeptical about everything.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I thought you meant on his way to the stream because he was
Right.
supposed to be the guest.
No, he's not going to be on the stream. You've been telling everybody he's going to be the guest tonight. He was never going to be the guest tonight.
Ryan, the internet isn't real, and this is all a pre-recording.
Yes.
Allegedly.
It's AI. It's AI.
Allegedly on his way.
Like he
Ryan,
thinks Critical
you
Trace
can't
is going to sue. Like he's on his way to come and go, allegedly.
Ryan can't even say allegedly right now. He's so fucking drunk.
Allegedly.
Okay.
We're in
Lots
that
to talk
I need to
about.
think a lot to talk kind of session.
We got to
You
talk
can tell
about
someone's-
Penguin.
I mentioned that. We're going to talk about Penguin. We're going to talk about some movies. We're going to talk about a lot of entertainment, but we're going to talk about a lot of celebrity meltdowns and everybody leaving. And like the man hasn't even gotten into office. He hasn't finished picking his cabinet, and he's making America better, like a better place.
Already taking the trash out.
It's wild.
I mean, how are we going to recover from Ava Longoria, or whatever the fuck her name
Oh
is,
my
desperate
goodness, I don't
housewife
know.
leaving the country?
Joy Reid's not on Twitter. I don't know how we're going to
Curtis.
survive. What's her name?
Stephen King.
Dwayne Wade's husband. What's his name? Gabrielle.
LeBron
Gabriel
James.
Union.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like how LeBron James makes a post like, I don't care what happened. I'm going to protect you. Talking to his daughter. It's like the only person LeBron needs to protect his daughter from is like Dwayne Wade's transgender fucking child. In the
All right.
bathroom.
Rumble, Ryan. Gosh.
We saw that one coming a
Make
mile
it to
off.
Rumble.
I am
One boy ain't making it to
I am
Rumble.
personally more nervous every time Ryan talks than when Alex Jones was here.
Oh.
I'm like, what is Ryan going to say?
That's Rumble,
maybe
Ryan.
come
Not
out of
you,
his
Ryan.
Yeah, maybe not as much as Gavin McGinnis, but there's certainly more than
Ryan, do not stand up.
Yeah, whatever you do.
Boxers on, I'm fine. First, listen, hold on. I have been way more drunk than this, blackout drunk, and not said a single word against YouTube TOS before. Okay,
He's a pro.
I am a reliable streamer. All right.
I thought you were saying drunk.
Take my word for it. I'm a
When I drink and drive, I'm responsible.
I'll
I'd
show
rather
you a
better drink,
scream.
honestly.
I can't say it's responsible, but you know what I mean.
Professional drunk.
You know.
The best part of that
All
was
right.
Gary really wanted to like reel him in, but you realized I don't think I can stop him. I'm just
So we're going to go to this week's sponsor before we get started listening to Drunk Ryan some more. Be Naked. They say evolution has gone soft, that men have traded their strength for comfort. But if you're not about to let your instincts go dull, it's time to fuel up with something raw, real, and primal. Naked organs. We're talking about bison liver, kidney, heart, and testicles.
Oh, get
Yeah.
those testicles in ya, baby.
Dude, that is
I don't know why I said that, but anyway.
Wow,
Is that your way?
Chad.
Damn it.
How dare you?
Damn it, Chad.
You're an
I can't help it. I'm starting to get the drunk
Oh,
fumes
wow.
flying.
Now we know the
Okay. As Shad knows, some of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet come from testicles. Bison liver alone packs up all 3 times more vitamin A than muscle meat, along with the levels of vitamin B12, iron, and folate. Is that how you say it? Folate? All essential for energy, immune health, and keeping you sharp. Well, I need it, obviously. And the best part, you get all the powerhouse nutrients in form that's easy to take, no raw organs required. Head to BeNaked.com, use code Nerdrotic, and grab 15% off. Time to silence the noise, reclaim your power, and get back to being unstoppable. Yeah. Oh my God, where do we start tonight?
Where do we start, man?
Penguin.
I think we should
No,
start
we can't
with,
start with Penguin.
we got to start with Rachel. I feel like the meltdown, the Hollywood meltdown.
It's either Rachel or Sly. So
Oh, Sly was great too.
Can't help herself.
Yeah, let's start with Rachel. Then we'll go to Sly.
Yeah, I mean, so she's an idiot, and sure you're pulling up the article right now, but I am so thankful for her, and I think I said today on Geeks Gamers Daily, I don't think we're going to hear anything else from her from now until the release, because it does feel like Disney's finally reeling in some of these freaks, but they deserve all of the backlash that they're going to bring them.
Well,
it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to shut them up.
Remember, they already tried damage control with Rachel Zeigler after her like tirades against the original shit and all that. And they did the Variety little interview with her and Holly Bailey where she was like, you know, I just love Snow White so much. I love the original so much. When in reality, we have all these clips of her telling how much she hates it. So like they have done this before. They have tried to reel her in before. Rachel Zeigler's 23 years old. Okay.
She's an idiot.
She's like a child when it comes to this. If she was plucked out of complete obscurity to become a star, she cares more about her activism than she does about the entertainment product and what they're going to make off this. But there's no doubt in my mind, Disney told her she needs to apologize after everything that's happened.
There's a really good comment in the chat. God, I can't get the guy's name. Oh, 16-bit mascot. She's like actress AOC. I think that's really on point.
Yeah, 100% she is, and AOC removed her pronouns from bio. But we'll get
AOC's
into
an
that
actress too, so she's just AOC.
Have you seen those photos?
Yes,
against the border. Jesus.
Well, AOC's pregnant. Let's not get it twisted.
Okay, so she's a pregnant actress. That
So
was
that
that
for sure,
auditioned
Ryan?
and was hired by the Democratic Party.
What do you mean that was a rebuttal?
Let's not get into it. Nobody said she wasn't.
I actually didn't know she was.
Man. It's like,
Look, that plump Latina booty.
Is that confirmed?
She's pregnant. Okay.
yeah, who's the father, Alex
Changing
Stein?
her political ideology because she's pregnant. Okay? He didn't want to mention it because, like, you know, that issue was such a big deal during the election.
Hey, having a kid changes your perspective. You know, if you have a compound, you fire your whole staff, or you change your political beliefs when you have a kid. A lot of things can change.
Like someone impregnates you when your partner, boyfriend, husband, or the fuck that ginger bitch is just sitting in the corner watching as you get fucked. That's really what probably happened.
And on that point, congratulations to Alex Stein and AOC.
Yeah. Beautiful mixed baby you guys have.
Proud of you, buddy. Good job.
Well
job.
done.
Prime
Way
time
to
99.
bring it home, Alex.
Really colonize it.
Lock it down, baby. Yeah.
How the hell do we know some of these people that are tied up in all this shit?
I don't know.
I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so Rachel Zeigler made the news again, and Ryan's right. She's a 23-year-old kid, but she's also an adult. She's also been around, and you think she would have some handlers around her to tell her to shut the fuck up. You know, these actors used to have that. Justine Bateman was talking about that. There used to be people who would keep actors from, because they've always been this stupid, by the way. We know that. They would keep them from being stupid publicly. And that's and this is what happens with identity politics. And when you cast based on that, now you can't tell them what to do because you're afraid of your own employee. You're afraid of your own employee.
Yeah. I think Rachel has been hired because she's an activist. Like, she's done this ever since West Side Story, where she was going around saying, I really represent all the Puerto Rican people, who turned around and told her, well, you're not Puerto Rican, you don't represent us. So she started having a go at him and going, you just don't understand what a Latino is. I'm like, wait, what?
Wait, Latinx.
She's always played both sides. She got into the Oscars and got like $180,000 goodie bag just because all of her people kicked off. And so I can't believe she's not there. So Disney had to pull strings to get her through the door in the first place.
Wow.
Every single Shazam, she was like, I only took it because I needed work, and crapped on everybody there, and then attacked the audience again because she said people are being unnecessarily mean. She's had scandals her entire career. So at this point, you must be hiring her because of them.
Well, they're hiring her to own the chuds, and that'll only last so long. Like, I honestly don't think she's that particularly talented. She's fine. She's not terrible, but I don't think she's particularly talented to put up with this much shit.
So, Disparu, I think that even before she had all of the controversy surrounding the West Side Story stuff, I think she was cast in this before we saw a lot of those interviews for West Side Story and all the like shit. She was plucked out of obscurity by Steven Spielberg, I believe. She was like 17 or 18 years old. She had like a YouTube channel where she would sing. Wow. And that's how she initially got cast in West Side Story.
No, Spielberg was for West Side.
Disney potentially before a lot of that controversy actually came up.
She had a fairly sized like social media following for someone who had not really done anything major. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
So after Snow White, she's done. Like is she cast in anything else after that?
She apologized. Everything should be fine now, guys, right?
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
Worst apology. Yeah.
Well, I think Ryan, the sleuth, had a good. Well, we'll play this, and then Ryan will, if he's still conscious, we'll explain. We'll explain the difference in her apology from previous posts. We'll just say that, but let's hear this first.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Rachel Zeigler.
From Steph, by the way.
This is from Steph.
Snow White is running for president.
I'm launching my campaign. And if you disagree with this sentiment, just hit the unfollow button. I don't need your business. Thanks.
There's going to be so many stories that come from the set about how difficult I am to work with.
With the Snow White trailer about to come out later this month, it looks like Disney might have gotten a hold of Rachel Zegler's publicist because she has just put out an apology.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
That was us.
Fucking calm.
Here is the article.
Okay, and then go to her TikTok, and she has part of that where she tells you to like basically unsubscribe. If you don't like my politics, don't buy my books.
I don't need your business. Unfollow.
I don't need your business.
Is that the one where she calls half the people in the world like, I hope you never know?
No, that's the statement. So she writes.
Could we read that out because that is
bad.
Oh, we will.
Yeah,
we will.
I will read it. I'm going to live the next 4 years in love. F you. That's literally the end.
Yeah. I'm going to focus on spreading love for the next 4 years. Fuck Donald Trump.
Now, it's hard to comprehend just how good this is and how many of these weirdos, like Mark Hamill's completely gone silent on Twitter. I don't know if he's on Blue Sky, but or Threads. How's that one working out for you?
Yeah, Blue Sky and Threads are basically Grindr. That's basically what they are at this point. Just all the gay people from Hollywood saying they're gonna go there, and they always just keep coming back.
Yes.
And did Mark Hamill take his pronouns out of his bio?
He never had them, but AOC had pronouns in her bio.
Okay.
Mark Hamill removed the Harris Walls background banner.
Ooh.
There were some people saying he deleted everything out of his Twitter account. I didn't find any evidence of that. Mark Cuban did. Mark Cuban deleted all of his like pro Kamala, pro Democrat stuff off of his account. Which he's done stuff like that before.
And I'm pretty sure. Like, I always do this after every election. That's even worse. Like just to hide who you're supporting during the election because you lost, right? Because you like backed the wrong person. I delete every 4 years. I delete my entire history so no one can see what an idiot I am.
I bet he wouldn't have been deleted anything if Harris would have won. He wouldn't have deleted shit.
Yeah, you're right. But like when it comes to Mark or when it comes to AOC, that shit is like strange to me. It could have just been she was updating whatever. I genuinely think that like AOC, she feels pregnant when she's posting right now. Like just everything about it.
AOC removed her pronouns. I'm pretty sure Mark Hamill removed his balls, but that was a long time ago.
I heard Did he ever have them? That's the question.
AOC's Mark Hamill's banner was literally a picture of Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. And I feel like it was actually just a question of, hey, guys, let me know who you think sucked more cock in their life, Kamala Harris or Tim Walz. I don't know.
Thanks, Ryan.
All right. Rachel.
Thank you.
Who's drunk now? Ryan's contagious. I don't have that excuse. It's
flashback.
Zeigler apologizes for anti-Trump comments post-election, fending off her latest controversy.
Who wrote this one? Oh, Molly. Okay. Go for it, Ryan. Let's see how you do drunk. Probably better than me.
All right. Actress Rachel Zeigler, who plays Snow White in Disney's upcoming live adaptation Bastardization, apologized Thursday for comments she made after Donald Trump was named president-elect, saying, quote, she let her emotions get the best of her like any woman after conservative media personality Megyn Kelly called for Disney to fire Rachel Zeigler over them.
Ryan,
Well, I mean, just on that
drunk
note,
is still better than 90% of people covering
I
these
mean,
things.
yeah. I hope Gina Carano, took Rachel Zegler's tweet and is just going to be bringing them up in a certain court case.
Oh yeah, screenshots for show.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Should we go some key facts in this case? Zeigler took to Instagram after Trump was elected over Vice President Kamala Harris and said the election left her speechless and heartbroken. And then she continued on for 4 Instagram stories with multiple paragraphs, despite being speechless. And that she hopes Trump supporters and Trump voters and Trump himself may never know peace. Kelly went after Zeigler for comments in her Sirius XM show Thursday, calling Zeigler a pig, saying there would be something wrong with this person, and telling Disney they would have to redo their film as Zeigler should be fired. Zeigler apologized for the message Thursday, saying in an Instagram story that was clearly written for her by Disney and that she copy-pasted into her Instagram story, hatred and anger have caused us to move further and further away from peace and understanding. But she believes, quote, everyone has a right to their opinion, even when it differs from my own.
Good job, Ryan.
Wow.
Thanks, Ryan.
So you can have the opinion, you just shouldn't know peace afterwards. That's
Yeah,
basically
yeah. She's full of it. Absolutely full of it. Don't believe it for a second.
And
they all deserve what's happening to them right now, and no one should have sympathy. And everybody knows, understand this is just a preview of the next 4 years, potentially the next 8 to 12 years, depending on what happens. But like, this is a preview. They are not dealing with it very well, and just get ready because it's going to be a great show.
Yeah, well, I mean, if Hollywood is to survive, if the next 4 years, they can't have 4 years of Trump allegories written into all their TV shows.
No,
which we will definitely get at some point. And they'll be rejected. They feel the culture shifting. We've heard this before. We've seen Jeff Bezos out there not telling the Washington Post not to do something. The owner of the LA Times was on Fox News last night talking about, like, I'm firing part of my editorial staff. And we're going to be more balanced now because they feel the culture shift. They absolutely feel it. And that's just one example. And I was talking about it earlier today. Hang on. Continue reading, Garrett. God damn it. There we go.
Take it away.
I got it.
Highly organized.
Highly organized. Here's the point. We talked about this back in the Last Jedi days, Jeremy. We talked about this many years ago when the shit was changing. Then it's been changing for a while. It's finally become undeniable to the people, to the system, to the people making this stuff, that it's not working. And they have to shift only. And I'd love to say they did it because they found the error of their ways, but it's money. It's money. So you're going to see a lot of, especially influencers, you're going to see a lot of people going, I was against this woke shit from the start.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Already fucking started, right?
Yeah.
And it's up to the viewer, the much more intelligent viewer out there, to figure out who's real and not. Because if somebody's like comes out and goes, I was working in Hollywood, I didn't want to get fired, I had a family to feed. That's legit. That's like a legit reason. It's not great, but it's a legit reason. But if you were on the other side talking shit about the chuds, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I was against that stuff all along, which will happen, which is, again, already fucking happening. Fuck those people.
Well, you and me can confirm that many people, and I'm sure other people on the panel too can chime in, but we've had a lot of people reach out to us privately and say like, hey, love what you're doing. Keep it up. And you're like, holy shit, really? And I'm not going to break anybody's trust or any confidence. I'm never going to do that. I've had people reaching out to me for years.
Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Way to go, kid.
But you're acting. But at this point, like, we are now at a point where they tried so hard, but they continued to fail. They banned the sitting president of the United States of America from all social media. That's demoralizing to a lot of people. And at that point, that was their moment where they tried to push forward and do everything else that they wanted to do. And of course, taking Parler down was a big win for them as well.
Yep.
We have now we have seen peak wokeness. It doesn't mean that it's over. It doesn't mean that it's going away. It just means that we have seen the peak of it right now, and they got as far as they could with that. Now the pendulum is swinging back in the other direction. It's going to take time. It's not going to just happen overnight. Although what happened last Tuesday was a big moment, and maybe the biggest moment that you're going to see and feel the shift. The rest of the course is probably going to be a little more slower and methodical, but it's happening right now in real time.
Do you think these celebrities, they say these kinds of things because it's simply how they feel, or is it just a virtue signal to let everybody, like, let their other fellow celebrities know, like, hey, I'm on the right side of this, just letting you guys know?
It depends on the celeb.
Yeah, I think there are some that actually don't believe in it at all, and they're just trying to follow where the wind blows. I actually think Brie Larson she was just doing what she thought she was supposed to do. But Zeigler, I think she fully
true believer.
Yeah, true believer.
Mark Ruffalo, true believer. Robert De Niro, true believer. I mean, Chris Evans, true believer.
Alec Baldwin.
And gay.
Alec Baldwin, yes.
I feel like I've had enough interactions with Brie to know that she feels really sorry. Okay.
Really one-sided interaction.
Okay.
But I think it's a bit of both. I think that the actors basically are just empty vessels that will believe whatever the dominant thing is, because that they know that's how they get ahead, and so they convince themselves of it.
Well, it's who they are as persons. That's what actors are. They're blank characters, blank canvases that are meant to try to have something painted up onto them. And so
they are adult pretenders. That's what it's not. Adult pretenders is not what they do professionally. It's what they do off screen. Okay, because they don't know. You're right. They're empty vessels. A lot of their politics come from their fucking assistants.
I think they do genuinely believe it, but if you pick them up and put them in a different part of the world, they believe that as well.
Yeah.
And if everything changes, they'll also believe that.
Yeah. Why do you think there's so much manic behavior? Watch a lot, not everyone, but this isn't anecdotal. Watch a lot of actors when they get older and they start seeing the fame erode. They go fucking crazy. I mean, Robert De Niro has always been crazy, but not this crazy. Like, he's gotten crazier as time goes on. And it's because you live a life where you really don't know who you are. They get so caught up in their character and shit. It ends some of the actors. It drives them crazy. And then there's some normal ones who just know how to deal with it and just go, no, this is a job. Like Denzel Washington. I know he's been in the news a lot, but he's like he's one of the top 2 greatest actors in Hollywood right now. He's still a lunch pail guy. He's like, this is a fucking job.
He kissed somebody in Gladiator 2, by the way.
Yes, although they cut the lips.
They cut it.
He kissed a dude in Gladiator 2. Denzel.
He kisses him a lot. They just cut the lips bit. But
I love
he's kissing
him
him
in
basically
Snakes
all around
on a
his
Plane.
face. It's kind of a threat, though. So
Jackson.
it works the way it's in the movie, but if he started kissing him on the lips, you'd be like, wait, what's happening now? This one...
Damn.
I didn't think it was his best performance. But going back to Zeigler, we had
it was the best performance in the movie.
No, well, that's not saying much. Could we read those? Because that was her Instagram story.
Yeah, put that back up. Let's put that back up.
This is her Instagram.
Everyone should pay attention to the capitalization.
Okay, so why don't you break that down, Ryan? What's the difference between this and her previous posts?
I would love to. So it's not just like that. This is how she speaks on Instagram always in her stories. It's all lowercase, which is fine. Okay, whatever. Do your thing. She's a lowercase girl. She doesn't capitalize anything. It doesn't matter whether it's the eyes. It doesn't matter whether it's the next thing from a sentence. She doesn't capitalize shit throughout all of this. And the next 4 slides you probably have ready to go. She doesn't capitalize anything, because that's just how she posts on Instagram consistently. That's
this is kind of a young people. This is like a trendy thing.
Yeah, Gen Z.
It's thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fuck Donald Trump.
Well, incompetent.
But her apology, the first thing that stood out to me was the capitalization. Hi, everyone. I would like to sincerely apologize for my election post shared on my Instagram capitalized last week. I capitalized, let my emotions get the best of me. Hatred capitalized and anger have caused us to move further and further away from peace and understanding. And I capitalized, I'm sorry, I contributed to the negative discourse. This capitalized week has been emotional for many of us, but I capitalized firmly believe that everyone has the right to their opinion, even when it differs from my own. I capitalize. I'm committed to contributing positively toward a better tomorrow. I would bet fucking dollars to donuts, man, that she received a thing of what she was supposed to post, and she copy pasted
it. Yeah.
That's what this is, because she never posts like this ever to Instagram.
Even
in
has the
what I've
paragraphs
ever seen
too,
from her.
or the sentence breakdown structure, right? Like even the spaces in between it is so much more formal. Absolutely,
Yeah, this is
I think it's
PR.
copy and pasted.
This is
Yeah.
PR 100%.
She didn't even bother to put in her lowercase.
And and she had no problem mentioning Trump supporters when it was disrespecting them or Donald Trump, but no mention specifically of who she's apologizing to.
Right.
It's more general and vague because this is a corporate PR statement.
Yep. She hasn't apologized to anybody or for anything, just for posting it. So
Yes.
it's basically everything I said is correct. I do believe it. I just shouldn't have told you. Is the way it comes across.
I shouldn't have posted it, even though it is what I believe.
Yeah, and I think you can either take. She definitely copy and pasted this, so she was either told to do that specifically, or she did it as protest. Like, fine, I'll just copy and paste it. Screw you. I can believe either one.
I believe that there's 100% that they gave her what she's supposed to say, and she could have tweaked a thing or two along the way. But I believe this is 100% given to her by a PR firm or Disney or whatever.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, the only question in my mind is whether it was her PR firm or Disney. That's the only question.
Yeah. Like, we know Disney does this. We know fucking from Gina Carano. They do this. They go in and they tell you specifically, actor, say this, talk to people this way. We know that's what they do. So I 100% this is Disney.
And that
Like I'm sorry you feel that way.
Exactly. That's all it is.
Yes.
And
vague.
The Gina element is definitely playing into this because none of these idiotic actors are doing Disney any favors right now because they're currently in a lawsuit with Gina for wrongful termination and defaming her. And this type of stuff right here continues to prove her point, and this type of stuff will be used in that case. So yeah, they're real, like Mark Hamill's comments, like all the nonsense he said. The Avengers, the whole fucking Avengers cast minus Chris Pratt comes together and does their cringy Zoom call and trying to leverage. Like, it's one thing if you as an individual want to have your opinion on politics. They are utilizing the platform that they had with Disney to push their political opinion. That's where it crosses the line. Ryan's brought up previously that Rachel Zeigler utilized her promoting the Snow White movie and used that as an opportunity to put free Palestine. This was on Twitter. This is ridiculous. And they fired Gina for not doing any of that, by the way.
Right.
She did none of that.
Disney's got the same problem that Twitch has, that Twitch also doesn't do unbiased things, because the people which are enforcing it and deciding whether you've broken the rules all agree with you. And so obviously they're going to be like, well, that wasn't that bad, but that's horrific, that needs to go. And it's just based off their own personal opinion, rather than having strict guidelines which everybody obeys, just like, don't talk about this stuff. That's really easy to enforce, because if anyone breaks the rule, you're gone. But the moment they start going, well, maybe this is a good topic to talk about and helps the world, but that's awful and that harms the world, and now you're just getting into subjective judgments, and you can't enforce them unbiasedly.
Yeah. So what happens moving forward is kind of the big question I've been asking. Is this something we're going to start seeing more of? I don't know. I didn't think we would see this, to be fair. I didn't think that they would step in and force her to apologize, but it shows that the election happened, huge numbers, popular vote, electoral college, House, Senate, the country, the culture, everything is shifting away from the nonsense they've been pushing. So are they going to finally wake up and realize, like, hey, maybe we shouldn't take political opinions and positions as a company, and maybe we shouldn't be pushing the people and the stars of our films to utilize the platform we give them to push their political opinions?
The energy has shifted. It definitely feels that way. When you look at Sylvester Stallone introducing Trump and all this stuff, and even if this is like a small cog in the grand scheme, it feels like the energy has shifted. And it's because of the kind of resounding victory that Trump had. And you see all these people, they're either melting down because all the celebrities, they're either melting down because they can't accept that the reality is not what they expected it to be, or they're like, I'm just leaving Twitter to go to my other echo chamber, Blue Sky.
Yeah.
Everyone follow me, just like Threads worked 2 years ago. I promise it'll be a big thing.
I can't remember what show I was watching, but someone mentioned that all of these celebrities claiming they're going to Blue Sky, they're essentially saying that Threads failed last year. That's
so
what they're
true.
doing. They're admitting it because last year they were all running to Threads like, hey guys, I'm going to Threads. I can't take Elon Musk's toxic platform anymore. And now a year later, like, hey guys, I'm going to Blue Sky. Like, what happened to Threads? Threads failed. Even though the mainstream media was trying to push the narrative that Threads was this highly successful platform and Mark Zuckerberg has done this and no one cared. They went over there for like a day and they all came back to Twitter. Same thing.
And I don't believe that they're not going to be on Twitter, that they're not going to look at it.
No, guess who's back on Twitter? Disney.
All
They're
advertising, Microsoft.
Advertisements, Disney, Warner Brothers, Lionsgate, all these people who like left and protest because Elon, all of them are coming back. And look at Ron Perlman. We talked about Ron Perlman, that stupid fuck, last week. What did he do after how many times he said he's going to leave Twitter? Guess what? He came right back November 4th to put out a 2-minute diatribe that he narrated about why we need to elect Kamala. He hasn't said shit since then. These people can't stay away. Stephen King, yeah, I'm sure you're going to stay on Blue Sky. I'm sure you're not going to come back, you old bitch. They all do.
It's because they don't just want the virtue of telling each other that we all agree with each other, but a large component is telling other people that you're scum and we're better than you and you have all the wrong opinions and we're actually so much superior to you. And so if you don't have the people to like lord it over, it's just not as fun.
I saw the most arrogant post, not from a celebrity, maybe just like a talking head, like a bigger account on Twitter. Chrissy. Yeah, it's from, no, not talking forehead. I said talking head. And the basic idea was like, oh, so what I've learned is that when you're a better person and you have a college degree, that actually makes you, a worse person. Like, it was the most arrogant fucking post I've ever seen. And I was like, having a college degree does not make you better than other people. And it's the arrogance that is it. And it's all over The View. It's all over all the legacy media. It's gross.
Here we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
This one,
Zeigler.
Yeah, this one I think should get way more traction because this is basically Frosk. This is Kelly Sue DeConnick. This is the same thing.
Mm-hmm. At the same time, I will say Rachel Zeigler is a fucking child for all intents and purposes. She's 23 years old.
She has no idea what she's doing.
She was plucked out of obscurity at like 17 years old to star in something.
I was in prison when I was in 23. Stop it.
No, you were kids by 23.
Ryan.
You were also retarded. What I'm saying is, like,
I'm still retarded, Ryan.
The idea that these people feel like they have the experience to tell everyone else how to vote is just so naive and retarded. In general. That's what I'm saying.
And there's a difference between Gen X 23 and a Gen, like a millennial or a Gen Z 23. Gen Z 23.
Gen X at 23 is probably pretty retarded too, right, Gary?
Well, yeah.
That's a really modern. That's a really
you were
change,
adults
though.
when you were 18. Like back then, you became an adult.
Yeah, I wasn't.
You used to get married at 18.
Well, yeah, people used to get married at 18, but when I can't compare it to me because I was at 23. I was out of my house, my parents' house, for 8 years already.
Well, I like how in real time you saw Gary being like, I want to argue this, but I can't.
Generalities.
I was
a 23-year-old.
I wasn't being paid millions of dollars representing a giant billion-dollar corporation and shit canning a $400 million movie. Okay, I was just shit canning my own life.
Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Can we just acknowledge that Rachel Zeigler is telling half her audience to not watch her movie while Shrek is sucking on her ear?
I know.
Please talk about that.
I don't think I've come up on this social media app to say that we have a really important presidential election coming up, and Lenny is very eager for you to
Dog is smarter.
for Kamala Harris. And it's actually non-negotiable. Our rights are on the line, folks. Our reproductive rights.
Really? Are you sure about that?
Oh God,
Go
this
vote blue.
is cringe.
And if you disagree with this sentiment, just hit the unfollow button.
I don't need your business.
So
it's worth noting that last bit was an edit. That means she finished the recording and then came back and went, "No, I need to tell them.
It needs more."
Don't need your business. I hope that applies to everything that she's a part of, Disney. You know.
Let's not get it wrong. It's not half the audience; it's the majority of the audience.
It's
almost
we confirmed it.
It's slightly over half, but that's a significant amount, right?
Yeah.
Like that is a significant amount of people, and I do think that's one of the reasons why the popular vote win is so important, because they can't obfuscate with these excuses anymore.
So the most concerning thing with most legacy studios in Hollywood right now with streaming is churn, which is losing audience, which is a relatively small percentage compared to 50% or 60%. So they're so concerned about that. They stopped password sharing and tried to find every way to stop it. Yet they don't try to stop losing 50 or 60% of their audience due to some big mouth adult pretender fucking up their shit, because they can't, because of the identity politics game that they have been playing for the last 10 years. And they paint themselves into a corner. You know, this is why we get 5 seasons of Star Trek Discovery. This is why they're continuing on with Doctor Who for some fucking god. Like, these things should be shit canned immediately, and they would normally in normal times. And maybe we head back to that. You know, Jeremy was talking about it on one of your 50,000 streams that you said, like, nobody wants this. Nobody wants entertainment to throw on MAGA hats and, you know, maybe a story about taxation and stuff. But other than that, like, we're looking for balance. That's all we're fucking looking for. And they cannot afford to lose half their audience, but they already did. The numbers are like, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you. I mean, you've lost 40%, 40% of your ticket buying fucking audience for the theaters. Like, you don't just get that back. Like, oh, it'll be fine next year. No, it won't. Not even close.
Would it have been possible for Regular to just say nothing?
No, it's Rachel.
You can't help
That's what I mean. Like, this young actress group that's coming through, they do not care about the bottom line. They care more about their activism than they care about the bottom line. And that is a problem for people who have already hired them, like Disney, when the atmosphere may have felt a little different. But now you know the reality. And that's why Disney, I think, came down with this edict that said, hey, you have to put out a fucking statement and apologize, you dumb bitch. Look at what you're doing.
I hope dumb bitch was in the actual phone call.
Isn't it funny how many activists are truly just narcissists? And
yes. You mean 100%?
Everyone.
You mean 100%?
Fucking hate activism.
For Rachel Zeigler, look, they came out, I think the tax documents have revealed they spent $280 million on the Snow White bastardization through the end of 2023. That doesn't count all the reshoots that they did this year. That doesn't count all of the VFX, all the editing, all of that stuff. This movie's probably going to be, at a minimum, $350 million, like we saw for whatever that dumbass movie was, Little Mermaid, or probably more. And
before
it's
marketing,
flop hard.
Oh, I can't wait. When's it coming out? What?
March 21st, 2025.
Oh, we are so
drunk,
close.
Man. I got the dates in my fucking head.
Man, you are sharp as a tack right up until you pass out.
I'm not gonna pass out tonight.
Okay. I hope not.
Like it was tonight.
Ryan was telling the story on his stream. Orlando was bad for Ryan. Orlando was rough.
Yeah.
Orlando was rough. Yeah. That was far worse than he's still aware of his surroundings right now.
Dude, Orlando, I got the privilege of, and this is why I'm just grateful to this very second to be sober. I had the privilege of watching Ryan and the Critical Drinker be blackout drunk.
Oh, I have the video.
It was hilarious.
And the best part was, and I still have the video because I recorded it. The best part was when you were laughing at him and Ryan said, "Fuck you," just because you failed at alcohol. I was like, holy shit. Ryan,
I'm not gonna lie, that maybe I can't remember it, but it may be my proudest moment in history. The fact that I was blackout drunk, I don't remember anything, you're barely able to understand me. But one, I was able to censor myself from saying words that would get me banned on YouTube.
Yes.
And I was still able to fucking insult Gary on a whim.
Yes.
Right?
And in Ryan's mind, I don't think that he could fully understand if we were live or being recorded. So he knew that he needed to still self-censor, even though he wasn't sure. He's like, not sure if we're live, not sure if this is pre-recorded, but I know there's a camera and I need to self-censor for YouTube purposes.
I was so fucked. That Orlando meetup, I swear to God, I only remember the first hour, and it went on for like 4. I probably had 25 or 30 drinks in a 4-hour period. And
Listen,
I woke up, I had to call Jeremy and figure out what the fuck happened.
At some point, I may release it to our locals members one day. We'll see.
Oh, you should.
I might do that one day. I might one day. I'll have to grift that one pretty good, though.
So we have the new cultural hero, Justine Bateman, who's been on a terror on Twitter. Her critiques from a filmmaker standpoint of all the Meltdown videos have been fucking chef's kiss. They've been gold. Maybe we'll read some later because they're fucking funny as hell. But yeah, she goes on Fox News. Let's hear what she has to say.
But what I'm really excited about is that the political correctness, the sort of woke era is over, because you need mob mentality momentum in order to keep that going, in order to threaten people if they're not thinking and talking the way you do, to threaten their lives, threaten their careers, threaten their place in society. You need that momentum in order to do that. And when Trump won presidency again, that cut that momentum off. So this whole woke era is over.
You're right. I mean, they only are effective when they work in perfect harmony together. And now they're all divided and arguing with each other, and they're not on offense. They're canceling each other. And that's probably a good thing. Is it really official? You believe it's official? We're never going back to cancel culture. We're never going back to political correctness. You're calling it right here?
Well, I'm saying you need that. I mean, when you look at mob mentality and the things that have happened, like the tulip mania hundreds of years ago, the burning of the witches in Salem, there needed to be a mob mentality momentum. And if you don't have that, it dies out. And I'm talking about, yes, things have changed politically, obviously, but it's spiritual. It's a spiritual shift. It started a little bit when Elon Musk bought Twitter and turned it into X, and it really changed when Donald Trump won this presidency. You can
support
I can feel it. Definitely.
Started
I
the
can
show.
I know you do.
There's also an excitement. And I don't know whether it's about the decisive victory or if it's about the way he's rolling out these cabinet officials. There's a promise in the air where people are expecting major change. And you're kind of on the edge of your seat because you don't know how it's going to happen or when it's going to happen. But people expect it to happen. Are you feeling that too?
Yeah, for the last 4 years, very acutely, and I know it preceded these 4 years as well, but there's been kind of a pressing down and kind of limiting what people can say. And what happens too is you limit what can even occur in society. And so there's been a stagnation. Things haven't been moving forward in the arts, in philosophy, in politics, in
1000% correct.
medicine, in anything. And I don't mean technically did things, were there technological advances or anything like that. I mean innovation, like with your thoughts, with what is coming into your spirit from God, magic, the universe, whatever you want to call it. That's been stagnated for at least 4 years. And now that's changed. And that's what I'm really excited about. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time.
Incompetent people, they're still there.
Well, they are still there, but it's not making money, so they won't be there. The biggest question we have, because Razorfist tweeted, we're right. The woke era will end when people stop getting canceled for. No, it wasn't Razorfist. Apologies, Razorfist. It was Clifton Duncan who said the woke era will end when you will not feel any repercussions for calling this shit out, like job. Yeah. And you won't be afraid to do it, and that's why we need That's why she's talking about the suppression of culture, the suppression of stand-up comics. Stand-up comics were the ones who pushed the fucking boundaries live because they could do it every fucking night. They didn't have to wait 2 weeks or 2 years to make a TV show, and they were being suppressed. We were being suppressed here on across all social media platforms. We could say shit now we couldn't say 2 years ago. We couldn't say 4 years ago. Ryan, I mean, Ryan's been saying it all along, but but the difference is, honestly, knock on wood, we're not getting demonetized as much as we used to. You know, we're not getting age restricted as much as we used to. And it's, I don't know, I couldn't call it, the YouTube algorithm's like a woman. Nobody will ever understand it. But like that.
Not even the algorithm.
But pushing the culture and making it okay to say retard again. People going, that's terrible. No, it's healing. It's healing because it's just a fucking word. That's all it is. And once we take the stick out of our ass and we can start laughing at ourselves and like make fun of us all day long, that's when we start healing. And that's what she's talking about, is that we have been stamped down literally for not 4 years, for 10. For 10, this has been happening, and it was building up long before that. Okay, you know, the Obama era, and even go back to Clinton era. But it came to a precipice this year, and it finally, people just fucking had enough. Thank God. It took a long time, but there's still work to do. You know,
if you go back to the first Trump presidency, it never felt like he was accepted as the legitimate president because there was so much resistance from Hollywood, from big tech, from
Russia,
the mainstream media, all
that bullshit.
Deep state.
He's walking into the White House with more power and more control, than he's ever had. And I want to talk about this for a minute, because one of the things, I've been covering this obviously for the last 4 years heavily. The question has always become, cool, we're going to get Trump back for 4 years. What happens after that? Donald Trump's just don't, grow on trees. He's a once in a lifetime, personality, and he's the only person that can do what he did. And we all got a gift about a year ago when him and Elon Musk connected, and now they're BFFs. Elon Musk will control the Republican Party for the next 20 years. Elon Musk will be backing certain candidates. He's going to be JD Vance is the VP because of Elon Musk. I don't know if a lot of people know that. Like 100%. Like JD Vance, Tucker Carlson and Elon and Don Jr. were instrumental in JD Vance being the VP. Elon has already told
real quick,
Republicans.
sorry, Jeremy.
Okay.
JD Vance is the first nerd to ever be in the White House, by the way. Like legit nerd.
Wow.
Yeah. He's also like, guy, you look at, listen, I love Trump, but he's old as fuck, right? Yeah. Like we got a guy who's like under 40 years old that's in there. It's crazy.
And under Elon, 40, a normal guy to all accounts. Like
great head of
hair. Anytime you
grew up with a meth addicted family, Gary can like relate to him.
He's relatable to every facet of America.
Well. Yeah, there you go.
Elon's already told Republicans
he checks all the boxes, Odin.
Elon's already told Republicans, if you do not support Trump's agenda, I will fund your primary challengers. So what he's told. He doesn't give a shit. And so the man's on a mission right now. I'm shocked about it for sure. But that's what's
that needs to happen because what Elon helped do was fundamentally, like so many of us, who are independents, were like, we need a viable third party. We need something because like neither the party is fucking talking to me. It never has really, but like never. And what they did was they did the best thing they could was fundamentally change the Republican Party. Now, again, there's a lot of work to do. Mitch McConnell's rhinos all got to fucking go. I don't care if they support him or not. Fund getting rid of them anyway. Get rid of them. They need to go.
Yep.
We do have a third party. It is the MAGA. America First. It's America MAGA. First, baby.
Common
That's
sense.
Third party.
I think a lot of people it's like a common sense umbrella that I guess we can call MAGA and Make America Healthy Again and RFK. That's a lot of strange allies.
A freaking Kennedy is being brought into the administration in a direct way. That's amazing.
Like this is the coalition of the third party. It's the party that were ousted from both sides, and they come back and they relate to the.
Somebody in the chat said, Jeremy, Elon's not a Republican. Neither am I. Fuck the Republicans. I'm MAGA.
Fuck those guys.
I don't give a shit about Republicans or Democrats. I don't care about party politics. MAGA is the new party that yeah, I mean, generally you're more conservatives and more Republicans, but like when you have people like Tulsi Gabbard and Joe Rogan and Elon Musk that are embracing the party,
dude, when you have Muslims and Amish backing something together.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
badass.
That is America. That's fucking awesome. I love
Awesome
it.
and badass, for the record, not like they're going to see this stream.
Did you guys hear about the Illinois and Colorado?
No,
the Illinois and Colorado governors have announced a state-level coalition to resist Trump policies. It's Pritzker and Jared Polis of Colorado, and they've created something called Governors Safeguarding Democracies, and they're going to be focusing on championing fundamental freedom. So basically, like abortion and
if they do that in a red state, they're gone.
Yeah, good
they're
luck.
Gone.
But
And
like,
again, like what's her name? Oh, what was RFK's running mate's name?
Cheryl Hines.
Shanahan.
No.
Michelle something?
Shanahan was last name.
Nicole, is it Nicole Shanahan? Is that her name?
Yeah, she should run for governor of California.
Yeah,
she should absolutely run for. I think it's winnable.
Yeah,
now it is. Yeah,
I want to revisit my statement about fuck the Amish.
Oh no, that was really good. I haven't heard one that good since you went on that rant on Sports Wars about
he's
blind
just bitching
people.
because he had to fucking drive behind him because he lived in fucking Indiana. I don't give a shit.
That looks
I
Amish.
love
Like,
the
yeah,
Amish.
They never did anything to me, so fuck you. I'll bet the Amish.
I don't think they even fucking.
Dude, I watched Witness like 5 times. Fuck you.
For everything, all the pain they
family
put me
men.
through.
And they're good bowlers.
Amish gate.
By the way, we can't have electricity, but we could have a phone in our barn. Fuck you. You're
gonna turn off all the Amish fans watching, Ryan.
Hey,
You're Amish, you shouldn't be watching this.
hey, thank you to the Amish for supporting MAGA.
Yeah.
The issue you're going to have though is she was wrong when she said it was mob mentality, because it was a minority of people making them, because they were basically uneducated and unemployed, and they just literally made themselves with all day to rant on the internet appear like they were the majority. And the people in the companies agreed with them. So it was a minority talking to a minority that both agreed, and then they enforced it on everybody else, and people started to believe it because it appeared dominant. So there was never this mass of people that disagreed that caused political correctness in the first place. And you can find, if you're like, well, we've got a really wide area, you're just going to end up with a new minority that makes themselves really loud voice that then takes it off in a different direction. And I think that's the problem that everyone's going to have. This can roll back, but you can end up either in the same place again or in a whole new horrific direction.
Yeah. The thing is, like, particularly with Hollywood, we haven't ever seen them roll back to something older. It's always changed. Like, it's always moved ahead and changed. So if we're looking for Hollywood to all of a sudden wake up one morning and go, we're going to write stories for everybody, I wouldn't look forward to that. Entertainment overall could change to that, but it won't come from Hollywood. Hollywood's a dinosaur that'll always be around in some form or another, kind of like cable for now, or broadcast TV, or no, bowling. Bowling's fun and it's more relevant.
But
you're right.
Bowling used to be everybody.
It used to be broadcast on TV.
It had on TV.
Championships were on TV. You're right.
It was
everything
everywhere.
passes.
Everything passes.
Largely, Hollywood is a 20th century model that's outlived its usefulness in the 21st century, and it killed itself much earlier by being a bunch of fucking idiots and driving away half their audience. Put simply.
Well, I've seen loads of left-wing streams who hate the entertainment as well, because they convince themselves of the ideas, but the moment they see it in a story, it just doesn't make them feel anything. It doesn't agree with them.
Well, that's the big difference. Is that's why they always have this, like, how could Republicans be a fucking Star Trek fan? Because, well, I don't know. Maybe most people who are Star Trek fans, and I want to just put them in the Republican camp, just watched the damn story and took it for what it was at face value, right? And instead of like taking it personally, or it doesn't agree with everything I think, fuck this show. No, because it treated the audience with respect. It showed both sides of the story. Sometimes it would slant some ways, but it would never disrespect the viewer. And that's what Hollywood started doing, like within their shows, baked in the scripts, disrespect the fan and the viewer and have no respect for what came before. That's what modern Star Trek is having no respect for the Star Trek that came before, which absolutely had left-wing people almost across the board working for them, but they were talented and they also understood that we're talking to everybody, right? So that part has been lost, and I don't know if we regain that. Disparu's right. Like, Hollywood is old Twitter right now. It needs to be gutted, absolutely gutted. And it will be one way or another. Will it be people firing or things going out of business? And I think it's going to be a bit of both. And I don't know if they can change. But you know what? If they just cast Sydney Sweeney in absolutely everything, they might have a chance.
The fact that she has the tits to come out and say something like this,
Right.
Hollywood means that Hollywood means nothing.
I think she just really needed to get something off her chest.
Really?
I mean, she's talking about Hollywood going tits up. So
She's acting like a real boob.
I feel like we do need, as much as I love Sydney Sweeney like everybody else, we need to correct her. This is not a Hollywood problem. The idea of women being bitches to other women they feel threatened by is a fucking female problem.
It's a reality problem.
In every aspect of society, when a woman feels threatened by another woman, they will talk shit behind their back. That's just the reality.
Dude,
but also
no one should be
no one should be empowered by anybody. You should just get there off your own merit. You should be good enough to get there on your own. And if you're not, you fail. Like, nobody should be lifting other people up.
I think she really had to rack her brain to say this.
Sydney Sweeney calls bullshit on Hollywood's women empowering other women movement. None of it's happening. Now, I just want to point out again that those of us in this sphere have been talking about this for however long we've been on the platform. How long have we been around?
2017 for me.
Yeah.
Late 2017.
Yeah, it was
Twitter,
2017.
yeah.
Same with all this MCU bullshit and lifting people. The whole point, God, I said this in the Doctor Who video I got in trouble with. The whole point of anybody saying this is a strong female character, the fact that you have to say it's a strong female character, you are insinuating that women are weak.
Yeah.
You are just, it's a sexist statement in itself.
Mm-hmm.
So, that like she's just calling out what's obvious, but good for her. And I'm glad she's doing it. Hopefully we get more pictures in this article.
Just below.
Women are weak.
Specifically with a low-cut dress.
Yeah, or naked. Sydney Sweeney is calling out Hollywood over its women empowering other women movement, claiming the whole idea is illusion. The Anyone But You star, 27, she's only 27, spoke about the power dynamic among women in the entertainment industry during an interview with Vanity Fair for the magazine's 2025 Hollywood issue. It's very disheartening to see women tear other women down, which they do all the time in Hollywood behind the scenes. She told the outlet in an interview published on Wednesday, especially when women are successful in other avenues of their industry, see younger talent working really hard, hoping to achieve whatever dreams that they may have, and they're trying to bash and discredit your work that they've done. Who was the actress who bashed her?
It was like a producer, Carol Baum.
It was producer,
like,
yeah.
80 years old and ugly as sin, like 30 years ago. So.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if she's talking about that. But
I think that's what like made this question a thing. That's what I think it's about.
Yeah. The entire industry, all people say women empowering other women. None of it's happening, Sweeney said. Sweeney. Garrett, thank you. All of it is fake and a front for all the other shit that they say behind everyone's back. Hell yeah. I mean, like, that's true. That's absolutely true. The Euphoria star went on to share her thoughts on why some women might tear each other down in private while pretending to embrace the virtues of women empowerment in public. I mean, there's so many studies and different opinions on the reasoning behind it, but it's just nature. It's just nature.
Survival
if you're in a tribe where the men go out to hunt, then you needed people to defend your kids and help you raise them, and so you can't offend them, so they have to do it privately.
This is, and I think Chrissy and XR Girl can probably attest to this. This is the reality,
for sure, because they talk all mad shit behind each other's back.
100%. I've heard fucking the nastiest shit I could ever imagine for these women.
Yeah,
but this is a women thing. Women, like, as much as they might be, oh my God, it's so good to see you. It's been so long. Oh my gosh. And then as soon as they turn the back, look at this fucking bitch. Can you believe what this is a women thing. I don't care if it's in nursing. I don't care if it's in stand-up comedy. I don't care if it's in like teachers at school. I don't care if it's like homeless people on the side.
Publishing.
This is a female thing. This is not central to Hollywood. This is a woman problem. This is how women always are, and that's how they always will be.
Okay, so the interesting thing about it, right, is that bad women resort.
I just want to point out that Ryan tried to bring Chrissy and X-Ray Girl and Chad.
Look, like not with our very good friends.
It's actually a statistically recorded thing.
Let
me step in. Right? That when women want to attack someone else, they resort to reputation destruction and character assassination behind the back. Where statistically, when guys have an issue with someone, they will confront them physically, and so. Of course, bad women do that. Not all, but right there is some truth.
Perfect, Garrett. That was perfect.
Yeah. That's for the chat. That's for the
respect. Go on, Chad. You were making a very intelligent point.
Everyone's paying attention.
I'm paying more attention to the 2 points that Sydney Sweeney consistently.
Sorry, what was I saying? I forgot.
I had no idea.
Instead of Hypnotoad, we have Hypno Boob.
Yeah, like no one hates women more than other women. That's just the truth because they see each other as threats.
They understand.
Hypno Tits comics. Hypno Tits.
About it really shouldn't be that way. I think when you feel good about yourself and you're not insecure, you are less
Nobody's listening to anything anyone is saying right now.
Chrissy, I hear you. It's the ugly bitches, what you're saying.
I don't know why I'm having so much trouble concentrating, but something distracting me. I don't know.
This is the worst picture of Sydney Sweeney's cleavage we've ever seen. For the record,
Ryan is
it's on the tits of my tongue.
That's right. X-Ray Girl, what do you think about this?
What do you think, X-Ray Girl?
What do you think?
I don't know. She's got nice tits.
I'm not talking about that.
That was what you were thinking.
You know, it's funny because I found a different window, and then you guys started talking about tits, and I'm like, what is they looking at?
People talk about like streaming being hard. Literally, all you got to do is do what we're doing. You don't have to say shit. There'll be some hard things going on, but it won't be streaming. Okay, all you need to do is put a pair of boobs up.
There's
nobody
nothing
gives
hard
it.
Here.
Yeah,
there was an era of YouTube where this was every thumbnail.
Yes,
miss those days.
Jeremy and I and many others were putting it on thumbnails that had nothing to do with her.
That's why I was bitching today because I'm like, hey, Jeremy, did you talk about Sydney Sweeney's? Like, what happened? I'm like, what are you talking about? Sydney Sweeney's in half the G&G Daily thumbnails, and you don't talk about her at all.
I was like, I've never talked about Sydney Sweeney for an actual news topic. It's never been surrounding anything she's ever said.
No.
There was Helldivers 2 thumbnails with her on for no reason whatsoever.
Did we put her on the Civil War review thumbnail?
I believe so, yeah.
You can't cause civil wars with those boobs.
If they started fighting, it would. They need to stay together. Like reality depends on her boobs staying together. Like all of our dimension.
United.
So women.
This is female privilege right there.
But it's exacerbated in Hollywood. Like Ryan's right. Like anywhere you work, anywhere you fucking work, there's that kind of dynamic. There's a gossipy dynamic. And some dudes do it too, especially like in salons. It's dudes and women evilly.
Yes. Well, Ryan keeps talking about it, so share the meme.
Or content creators.
This is the meme right here that perfectly explains. This is men versus women right here. Women in first, bye honey, bye sweetie, bye girls. And as soon as they go like that bitch, that slut, then dudes in person, die you homo, die, see you F word. When he leaves, he's like, "He's a good guy. Yeah, he's a great guy." that is it right there. That's essentially a Geeks and Gamers chat right here.
Jeremy,
do what?
What did I post about you yesterday?
Yeah, I know. Like, and then I said, like, that's the nicest thing you said to me.
Is that weird that I'm not like this with my friends?
It probably is.
I mean, I have
You're a
no
mother
friends.
now. You don't count. You have like achieved a different level of human being.
You leveled up.
Yeah.
You're not like involved in this type of shit.
Yeah.
It's probably a good thing.
Well, it's a stereotype. Not everyone does it, but it happens enough that people notice a trend. You know, like. People say it's so racist to say Asians are bad drivers, but have you gone to Asia and driven amongst them in their roads? Because when you go there, you're like, Okay, I can see where the stereotype comes from.
Why'd I go to Asia? It's full of Asians.
Yeah, like the most dangerous place on earth is the San Francisco DMV, brother. Okay.
Oh, dang.
Hey, it might be a stereotype, but I mean, look at who's looting targets, right? Like it might be a stereotype, but hey, Sean, we can still make stereotypical conversation.
Yeah, I mean, like stereotypes come from somewhere. That's my point.
Yeah, I mean, is it a stereotype that your entire country got their ass kicked by a bunch of fucking birds? No, it's a fact.
So hold on.
We've got
some breaking news potentially. I don't know how breaking this is.
The emus have won.
So right here, a Star Wars movie will no longer release in December 2026. Disney has removed the date from their release calendar, so they wiped it. Now that was a big release date because they like the December release dates because that's when they released the original, the Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Right?
So if you remember when Disney took over Star Wars, they put out this big release calendar, and they initially planned to release a Star Wars movie every other year in December, followed by, in the alternating years, were Avatar movies. Do you remember that?
Yep. I remember that.
Yep. 10 or 15 years out, they had planned it'd be Star Wars Avatar, Star Wars
and
Avatar.
it started by an accident, Ryan, if you recall. They were originally supposed to release The Force Awakens in May, and it got delayed. Because they had to finish up some reshoots, so they changed that to December.
And Ice Age 6 has now taken that date, is what is being reported.
Wait, is Ice Age a Disney property?
No, but it
now,
says,
isn't it?
But like so.
Wait. There's an Ice Age 6.
I know. So Disney will no longer release a Star Wars movie until
the Ice Age is over. Okay, Jesus Christ.
The release date has been taken over by Ice Age 6. That's what multiple places are reporting.
Is Ray Romano still alive? What the fuck? He's the voice of that fucking mammoth, right?
All I know is we've reached a point where Disney's moving out of the way for Ice Age 6. That's how bad things have gotten for them.
Right.
Okay,
It's a 20th Century Fox, so it is Disney.
Over.
Okay, yeah, okay, there you go. So, and this is
the fucking tiger, right?
So Disney, and so this is from Variety right here too. So, listen, man, I don't know if this was specifically supposed to be the Rey movie. Do we know that, Ryan? It was supposed to be the Rey movie.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'm still very much in the
fucking anything.
I'm in the camp that thinks that movie's just not happening. Ryan thinks it will, but I do understand where Ryan's coming from on that. But I just, especially now with everything that's happening and the way that everything is shifting, this is not going to be a successful movie based on where we are right now. Now, does that mean it's going to be a Marvel's level flop? I don't necessarily think it'd be Marvel's level flop, but at the same time, we've seen things like The Flash. We've seen the Marvels. It could be a Marvel's level flop.
Could be a Marvel's level. I think it's potential for Marvel's level.
We're going to get wrapped up in this Simon Kinberg stuff. Don't be surprised if Sharmino Obaid-Chinoy directs the first installment of the Simon Kinberg trilogy.
That she will not write now.
Correct.
Remember, she was supposed to be involved in the writing, and the reason, this is just purely my speculation, Sharmino Obaid-Chinoy worked on Miss Marvel, and they had to do a lot of reshoots and rewrites because Basha K. Ali wrote the initial script and fucked off. And they wanted to get the original directors who did the Bad Boys movies to come back and fix it, but they couldn't because they were working on Batgirl. So they got Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy to come back, who didn't want to come back. And I'm thinking that Disney's like, we'll give you something else if you come back and fix this, because she didn't want to come back.
And this is another reason I love Elon's Twitter, because fuck you discussing film. You've blocked all of us.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I can still see your account now even though you got me blocked. So all these
Mm-hmm.
people that are tagging us and discussing film stuff, now we can at least see it. and this is exactly how things should work. If you have a public profile, then the public should be able to see it. That doesn't mean that if there's people you don't want to interact with it, that's fine. But the public should be able to see it. If you don't want people to see it, then go private, you little bitches.
Go private. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more. I like the change. I like the change a lot.
I love it. I love it. So I can't like it. I can't quote tweet it. I can't retweet it, but I can at least see it for information purposes. That is perfect right there. So
and if you screenshot it and repost it, it's not like they'll see you either. So everything.
It doesn't really change anything. And as far as like harassment goes, if people are like that dedicated to harassment, they're gonna just create a burner account and see that shit anyway. So like it just takes away a little step. and that step was going to be taken anyway.
Well, I love how Tim Pool was crying about it when this is literally how YouTube works.
Yes.
When you ban someone from your chat, they can still see your content. They just can't interact with it. That's the same way YouTube already acts. So like if somebody gets banned from the chat, they can still see the fucking video. They can still see what's going on. They just can't interact. It's the same way.
I think they can actually comment, but no one gets to see the comment or reply to it.
Well, if you
Just
get
goes
blocked,
into
you
the
can't
void.
leave a comment.
Yeah,
If
it just goes-
individual users in the chat block you, they can't see you. But
okay.
Yeah, I wish I had the time in my life for harassment like that. I just don't.
It's my dream one day when I retire.
I am too busy for that kind of harassment.
I can't wait till I retire and I can harass people the way I want instead of just being accused of it.
So this comes on the heels of Simon Kinberg coming in. They make another announcement. I guess the deal has been finalized now, but Kinberg, who wrote and directed Dark Phoenix, he also ghost directed Days of Future Past,
Fanforstic,
Age of Apocalypse. Well, he did Fanforstic by himself. So he's directed and written 2 terrible movies. He's a producer, and he's better at being a producer. He's not a very good creative, but he did step in for Bryan Singer when he would disappear weeks at a time, going to his little Twinkie parties, and somebody had to finish the movie. And it was Simon
And he was
Kinberg.
coke and drunk out of his mind.
Yeah.
Like he has shit in his catalog that is I love, right?
Yeah.
Like the first Sherlock movie, the Guy Ritchie movie that he did with Robert
He's
Downey
done
Jr.
some good stuff. He's capable if he's working with the right people.
X-Men Days of Future Past, I still think is one of the best X-Men projects we've had released in the last 20 years.
Without a doubt.
I
love that
but he's
movie.
also had his name on some dog shit. Fanforstic, X-Men Dark Phoenix, X-Men Apocalypse. Like there's some shit in there as well. So
Is this new X-Ray Girl? Why did I say X-Ray Girl?
November
Sorry.
15th, 210.
I'm getting my chicks missed. All the chicks look the same to me. Lady Greymaster, is this new? There's an article. She just popped into Discord.
That almost sounded like you said all these chinks look.
Dare you.
Now you
I didn't say it. I did not. I'm saying that's what it sounded like.
Hold on. Trump is making the internet great again.
Of course, it's the armor guy that said it.
Chad, are you fucking drunk? What the fuck is your problem?
What the hell, dude?
He's drunk on whole Amish milk. That's what he's
Gary
drunk
said
on.
it, not me. I'm just saying.
I didn't. No, you did say it. You literally.
Clearly,
I was
with
repeating
diction.
you, Gary.
You even emphasized it.
Get the fucking emu feathers out of your ears.
My God.
When you say
Jake.
important to Ryan, clearly now.
I would
so
never in my life
you can
consider saying something like that.
By the way, just to echo Jeremy's sentiment, Trump is not in office, and they've already removed a Star Wars movie from the calendar. He's making America great again. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Dad, is there a chink in your armor?
Sometimes.
Someone's gonna have to meme that now.
I have to come up with rugs.
I don't know if this is no, it's not new. It's from a few days ago. So why did Lucasfilm entrust Simon Kinberg to pilot the next Star Wars movie? Because they needed a white guy to come in and fix everything, basically.
Yep, pretty much.
When news broke on Thursday that Simon Kinberg, best known for being the writer and producer director for all of the above on much of the X-Men franchise, has been hired by Lucasfilm to write and produce a new Star Wars trilogy. It came as a surprise to many executives at Lucasfilm and Disney.
No, you don't say.
The project is considered internally to be in deep development. Deep. Yeah. And not nearly ready to be made public, but it was. There was also some surprise within the wider industry that Lucasfilm has turned to Kinberg as the newest steward of Star Wars on the big screen. What about Dave Filoni? I thought he was the savior.
Yeah,
Ryan's
man.
favorite guy. Ryan's
Ryan.
favorite guy.
We haven't heard you talk about Dave Filoni lately. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, what do you think of Dave Filoni?
He's a fucking he's gay.
Furry.
He almost let it go.
He's a furry.
Shad's like, I thought you were going to say.
No, Ryan
you
drunk can
are
hold
good,
back
Ryan.
better than Shad. Jesus.
According
to multiple industry sources with experience working in the franchise space, Kinberg is seen on one level as a sensible and safe choice. That would be the best description, I think, of Simon Kinberg. Sensible and safe, which honestly is a better decision than anything Lucasfilm has done in the last 10 years. Sensible and safe. Starting with 2005's Triple X State of the Union. Oh, that's right. There was a sequel to Triple X. Oh, God. And Mr. and Mrs. Smith, his films as a screenwriter have grossed more than $3.3 billion worldwide beyond the X-Men films. He's also produced Cinderella.
Shad's favorite.
Shad's favorite movie.
Hang on. Did someone say Cinderella?
Yeah.
Yes.
The Martian and Kenneth Branagh's three
Hercule Poirot.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
French. It's French. Thank you for pronouncing that for me. So,
I like Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah, I like it too.
But all the ample success, that's not true. Yeah. That's factually
all
inaccurate.
the ample success. Yeah. He's said to understand how to talk to film executives about franchise filmmaking in a way that allays their concerns about creative decisions affecting the costly bottom line for these kinds of projects. In other words, you just admitted that Lucasfilm is a bunch of fucking retards. They don't know how to produce anything fiscally responsibly and creatively. And who runs Lucasfilm again? God, remind me, Jeremy. What? Oh, I'm forgetting her name. She's been fired like 600 times in the last 3 years.
Kathleen Kennedy.
There we go.
Hey, listen, I don't want to derail too much, but I heard like a rumor that Kathleen Kennedy's getting fired. I don't know if we want to run with that story.
Interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, really reliable YouTube channel, Mike Zero, I think.
Hero. It's Mike Hero to you and me.
So,
talking about Poirot, it's
ties right into people getting offended over the word retard for some reason. I don't know why or how, but
close to home.
This just in, ladies and gentlemen, Kathleen Kennedy has left Lucasfilm. She'll be back on Monday.
Mike Zeros are reporting that Kathleen Kennedy is now fired and that Brie Larson jumped out of a helicopter and parachuted in, and she's going to be saving Lucasfilm.
With a MAGA hat on.
With a MAGA hat on. Yeah.
Get that straight. It's a false report. I'll save Brie Larson. She jumps out of a helicopter.
Hey, Mike Zero is proof that if you have absolutely, and a lot of people do, zero shame, you can make it on this platform.
Listen, I love Mike Zero. He's fantastic because no matter how bad of a YouTuber I am, dude. I always like, as long as Mike Zero's still here, I'm good.
Dude, as far as work ethic and commitment to the bit, like him and DSP, he's gonna last forever.
He's kind of like the Prestige, where you have to live the gimmick. He's just everywhere he goes. He probably has like a dartboard behind him, like someone holding a dartboard. So if they ever see Mike Zero in real life, he just talks about Kathleen Kennedy, Lucasfilm, Disney, Star Wars over and over again. That's
just
all
spins the wheel. Yeah, it's like, what's the next video on?
Yeah,
okay.
It's just like the most ludicrous thing you can think of. Like, and it's so crazy, bro. This fucking pisses me off. Not gonna lie. The idea that like Mike Zero comes out with this bullshit story about She-Hulk cut out of Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool 3.
Oh, I know. Yes.
Fuck the woke, and then she like to the point where she gets asked about it, and she in a joking way is like, yeah, did you hear the ridiculous fucking bullshit about this? And then people hear that without the context, they're like, wow, She-Hulk was cut out of Ryan Reynolds because
because like Fandom Wire,
so dumb. Oh my god,
Fandom Wire wrote about it.
She even ended that quote with, "I wonder if people will actually run with this."
And they ran with it.
They actually need government assistance because they're so dumb. Like that. Like
the first time I ever mentioned Mike Zero in a video, this is all these years ago, like in 2018. And I just remember referencing, like saying, hey, yeah, a lot of big Star Wars channels are covering this, big Star Wars channels that are respected, like Mike Zero and other ones. And my whole comment section was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I was like, I saw like 100,000 subscribers, figured everybody, he has a lot of views. This is 2018. I'm new to YouTube. You know what I mean? And they were like, dude, he is not respected in the Star Wars community. I'm like, oh, my bad. Okay.
I mean,
know.
to be fair, neither are we. But
Neither
it's
are
all
we.
right. Are we going to go back? What was that? Oh, what's the Forbes article you got there, Jared?
Well, the next bit made a good point in that, yeah, he had all these successes, but now it's followed by a load of failures. And I think this is the problem with trying to go back. What they'll try and go back to is all the people that were successful 15 years ago. Well, they're not the same people. Like, Russell T. Davies has proved that.
Yeah.
A lot of them are converted.
Absolutely.
And now they just can't make what they did then. It's coming across like you really need new blood, but it doesn't seem like you've been creating it.
No, if George Lucas came back and made Star Wars, it would suck. It would absolutely suck. He's not the man he was before. And he had a lot of people around him that made it good, that helped him make it good, especially in the OT days that aren't around anymore. Literally, some are dead. But yeah, you can't go home again creatively. You really can't.
Who says you can't go home?
I mean, Gary, as I said, could
Gladiator
you imagine Ridley Scott
rare.
coming back to make Gladiator again? Because I don't think
Bon
it'd be-
Jovi
Yeah,
song.
God, could you imagine? Yeah, could you imagine Ridley Scott going back and making alien movies? Yeah, and Gladiator.
Oh man,
Gladiator.
That would be awesome.
Because Gladiator 2 friggin' sucked. I'm just saying.
Keep it spoiler free, but yeah, you guys can give
When
your
does it
overall
come
thoughts.
out?
Well, if you're going
Next
to
week in
make
America.
a movie about a main character, make sure that main character can act. This guy is legitimately one of the worst actors I've ever seen in my entire life. I mentioned this when the trailer came out, that all his lines are delivered like, "We will change the world. This armor means a lot to me." But it's just a trailer, bro. It's all filmed for it. It's not gonna, it's exactly like that in the movie.
Oh,
Everything is deadpan with no emotion. Like, I really wish I just had
How
my
dare
mind.
you talk about Pedro Pascal like that?
No, Pedro Pascal was actually
He's
one of his
also-
worst performances I've ever
Yeah.
seen in
Really?
this film. And even Denzel was not good, in my opinion. It was still better than other people, but it just came off really bad. He even like leaned into having some Denzel moments where he almost was like saying "my man" and stuff. And it's like,
Yeah.
you know, but holy crap, what a dumb film. I could barely care about anything. And it opens with one of the most retarded siege battles
That was
I
the
have
best
ever
bit of the
seen.
movie.
It was so retarded.
I did watch that fight thinking this is really going to annoy Shad. But
I
I
laughed.
like that bit. I was like, if the rest of the movie is like this, it'll be good. And then all the rest of the fights, there is a bit where he defeats something really powerful by throwing soil in the air. And I'm like, what has just happened?
Pocket sand. Pocket sand.
It was no joke, Gary. It was that. And it should not have worked that well. It's like, no, stop it. But there is so many stupid things in this. That opening battle, I couldn't believe it. They lean into some of the most like cliche stereotypes for, revenge story bullcrap. They try and subvert it a bit at the end, but too little.
But there was
too
barely
late.
any plot. The plot throughout the entire thing is like, well, we just needed him to do all this stuff, so this just happened.
Yeah,
and again, they're trying to write manipulation, but they're not clever enough. So you like, well, everything just kind of works out for him. There is no
remarkably so.
What's the budget on this movie?
Like $300 million or something.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Holy shit.
To be fair, it's one of the few movies that doesn't look like it was made on a shoestring budget.
So it looks good at least.
Yes, but it's everything. The acting is awful. The story is awful. It doesn't make you mean. I knew the strategy. Basically, every military strategy. In the opening fight, they go in for an army. Everybody is a man, except the guy's wife. So she needs to.
I just want to know if Denzel has a Glock.
I mean,
Denzel pull out a Glock in this movie with a switch.
It is literally. I'm amazed at all the fridging people. If they don't come out about it, there is literally a moment where Pedro turns around and goes, "That one." And he just put out of the entire battlefield. She must die.
Get the
And
girl.
that's in the trailer, so that's not a spoiler. But it is literally the only woman in the entire army, and she's literally pointed to, so that everybody knows who's responsible for her death in this.
I couldn't believe
battle.
that. Actually, it's like, why is she there? There was no good reason or justification except to service the really bad plot. That's why it was so cliche and predictable.
Yeah,
I love I love Denzel in almost everything I see him in. My problem with this trailer is he sounded like he was just a fucking black dude from the Bronx.
Yes, that's exactly it. That's why I said he almost comes close to saying my man, but he doesn't. But it's like some moments where he's just like, I'm a cool black.
He's like, King Kong ain't got shit on me.
It's just that the rest of the movie and the rest of the characters are so unlikable. I'll put up with it just because at least I like that character of Denzel's. So I'm like, it's the only because there's Emperors in it.
So
they are the Emperors are horrific. Pedro's character is just awfully designed, and we get the good old traditional. This villain is sympathetic, and like just for a random twist and things. It's so
The Emperors were comically bad in terms of they're just mustache twirling villains, and they're bad for being bad, and so you couldn't sympathize or get invested in any really thing that's going on, except at the very end where they tried to do something, but it was too little, too late. It wasn't going to pull it off at that juncture, and so
there is a couple of speeches where they literally start with going, "Well, I'm not an orator." I'm like, well, maybe you should be. You're supposed to be giving an impressive speech. You're just now going, I'm a terrible scriptwriter, and then we know it. And so it gives them excuse for this like speech to mean absolutely nothing. But then it kicks off with the music, and that's there to try and basically draw in your emotions from the first film. Oh god, it seemed like an eternity. I think it's like 2.5 hours. Or something.
2.5 hours.
So obviously, it's just to tell the maybe some confused people. It's been released in the UK before in the States.
Which
makes no sense.
It's like a Make-A-Wish release. It's okay.
Yeah, so it's either because they knew it was bad, because they and then maybe they can try to get that international market before the domestic market. I don't know what the logic behind it.
It doesn't make any sense because the only film that out this weekend is Red 1, which is not really going to do much of anything, and then next weekend is Wicked. So
I want to see Red 1. Is it bad?
I think it's going to be terrible.
Did you see?
I do too, but I still want to see it.
I don't know anything about Red 1 other than the couple trailers, but the idea that The Rock was like, listen, I went to go to the theater that Christopher Nolan watched Oppenheimer, and then he screens all the
Red 1.
And I thought to myself, I think of how Red 1 is going to look on this. It's like, fucking
Rock, get out of here.
They put $250 million into the movie. $250 million. And no one's going to see it.
Put out there. You guys remember Bone Collector with Denzel Washington?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What a fucking awesome movie.
That was my nickname in college.
Bone Collector.
I'm looking forward to seeing. So I just looked on Criticlist to see there's 6 votes for Gladiator 2, but we need 10 before we'll get the cumulative score. I'm curious what the overall audience score is going to be once this thing comes out, because I'm sure it's going to be horrible. But yeah, like Denzel, like I saw, like I know there's like some people think that like Denzel just plays Denzel, but I disagree with that, man. He is a phenomenal actor. He's not as like, I wouldn't say he's as versatile as say like Christian Bale. You know, like he can't just like there's certain roles that probably aren't for him. But man, 95%
who wants to be a Roman emperor like thousands of years ago, probably not for him.
But like 95% of the time, Denzel just brings
He's
it.
one of the greatest living actors.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Easily.
And humble about it, and like a down to earth dude. Like he's cool.
And Man on Fire is still, in my opinion, that's his best movie and his best performance.
Book of Eli was awesome.
Book of Eli was fucking great.
Great movie, dude. Yeah. And Equalizer. I like the Equalizer 1 and 3. I think
I agree. Yeah. This movie really tries to bring in a load of movements from Gladiator. There's references all over the place. And there's even a Spartacus moment where it's like, no, I did it. And that's a different movie. You've just done that.
I liked him in Shaft.
What did you say? Your
I liked him in
She went back to a college
Shaft.
days.
Oh my God.
You like Shaft?
No, she liked him in Shaft, but yes, she also liked Shaft, especially in college.
I've talked about.
He's not even in that.
She's a mother now, Gary. How dare you?
There was that happened. If you could find that clip, it was some gay website, and they're like, "How gay were the Romans?" Oh my God, because that's how the question started.
A lot, judging by
is
this
it the
movie.
same guy that's asking that every time?
Dude, in reality, the Greeks and the Romans pretty gay. Okay,
Yeah.
so especially in the barracks, not at home.
Big
but
reason
in
as
the
to why
barracks.
they fell. Also,
Hold on. Like when you say pretty gay, when you're talking about pretty gay for like thousands of years ago, still not nearly as gay as like white dudes for Harris levels.
No, I completely understand. We're talking about historical reference, not compared to today.
Denzel mentioned that they cut a gay kiss.
Yes.
From the movie.
Well, that's the clip we're looking for because he was specifically asked by this gay website how gay was the this shit's going. We have the wicked red carpet too that we could show, which is just god awful. But
like the green carpet.
Well, that kiss starts off like
it's gonna make money.
It is literally you can't do anything to stop me. But they cut it off there. I think it was right to cut it off there. Even in the movie, it goes a little bit over the top because normally it'd just be like the kiss of death. This is literally, he kisses him everywhere except the mouth. But if they went full on with it, you'd be like, what are you even doing at this point?
Well, I can he said they cut it out because they weren't ready. But like Jeremy, you mentioned this on one of your live streams. Like he's a committed actor, so he went through with this, and then they cut it out. I'd be pissed too. It's like you fucking made me do this shit, and you cut it out. Go fuck yourself.
Here, I just dropped a link to the one screen recording I know of that we
Garrett's
can watch. So there's the link right there. And yeah, I mean, I don't know how to take Denzel's comments here on. Is it because of the artistic standpoint? Is he just leaning into the publication that he's talking to, which is probably what he's doing? Who knows? But hearing Denzel Washington talk about at this point in his career that he had to kiss a man in a movie is kind of fucking just insane.
And also, he's like, I don't know if everyone was ready for that. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Are you looking at the comments, Garrett?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it in the video. It's like 3 minutes long.
You've got a link right there to it right there.
Transcript.
The casting of the movie is bizarre as well. Like, there's a guy from Little Britain turns up in the middle of the movie, and he's not supposed to be in a comedy role, but it's all he can do, and so it completely throws off the tone of the movie. A lot of the casting. A guy from Blackadder is one of the ones involved in the kiss. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's a lot of comedy actors in this ancient Rome movie, and it's just bizarre choices all around. Yeah.
To me, it could not reach the gravitas and seriousness of the first one at all. It felt like they were trying to imitate it so desperately, and nothing reached. The thing that ruined it is the opening scene. Like, they wanted a big opening battle, just like the first Gladiator, to set the scene and the tone and establish the character, and it was comically retarded.
I agree, but it was still it was a good battle. It was
funny. I laughed genuinely. But the first Gladiator establishes Maximus as such a serious dude, and
I heard you.
Yeah, let's hear the clip.
I just want Denzel to keep looking at me.
Let's go.
You higher Empire or I actually kissed a man in the film, but they took it. They cut it. I think they got chicken.
I was going to ask because I just heard about the Paul and Pedro forehead kiss that apparently got cut
that nose ring
from the movie.
I'm not sure about that one, but
that must be another one.
The guy full on the lips, and I guess they weren't ready for that yet.
Oh.
Bro, all she needs is a good dick and a haircut. She'll be straight as shit.
What did he improvise that kiss?
Yeah, that's a lesbian till graduation. That's a lug.
Yeah. That's what I mean,
she'll be trad wife in 10 years.
She's gonna shift gears really quick.
You just want it to be that way, Ryan, and I respect that. I respect that. Okay, so
it seems
real
like
quick,
they cut the kiss because of the shifting kind of winds.
Yes, they had. And these shifting winds have been happening for. The whole point is they've been happening for a long time. Justine Bateman was like, over the last 4 years. No, it's been going back for a long time. A lot of us noticed it. A lot of us were saying stuff. We got a lot of clap back until the evidence and the actual facts became insurmountable. We started with circumstantial evidence. We're like, hey, look at this thing. We're trying to point it out. But then as more content was made, more things were said on red carpets, it became undeniable that there was an agenda, a not so secret agenda in Hollywood for a lot of things. And they were actually baking it into their scripts and putting it into every TV show, almost every movie, everything they say on the red carpet, every chance they get in an interview. It was like-mindedness. It was also something they believed in. It was also something they were directed to do by their publicists and by the agents because they thought that was going to make them more money. and it didn't. And now they're more in debt than ever, Hollywood, the legacy studios. And outside of what Hollywood's going to be, I mentioned this on the Jimmy Dore show, but what Hollywood's going to be in the future is a vanity project for a much bigger corporation. That's what it is. So it's going to be Amazon, Netflix, Amazon, Apple are Hollywood now.
And they were just telling everybody, like when the Eternals said this will save lives because of the representation, the moment you believe that, there is no brakes on the train because you will do anything, basically. Anything becomes moral to save lives at that point. And so there is no restraining thing, and it makes you objectively evil if you try and stop them because now you're actively killing people. And it was that idea that just made them extreme to the...
Yeah.
Normal person.
So, since we're talking this is going to be very brief, okay? Because I can't say a whole lot yet. I'll say more later. I have seen a movie that doesn't come out till mid-December.
Yeah.
I've seen War of the Rohirrim.
Tell us.
We need to know.
Is it a yay or nay?
Is it a gay or nay?
yeah. Sure. Is it a
think
gay?
you can say yet, yeah.
I can say it's a hard no. It's a hard no. This is like one of the things I hate the most. And I was just talking to you guys before. I hate this as much, maybe a little more than Joker 2.
That sucks.
As a Tolkien fan, I don't know how the normies are gonna react to this at all. But the trailer, it's everything you need to know.
You hate as much as Rings of Power.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. Yeah.
There's going to be things that people are going to say no because there's a lot of Peter Jackson's. There's music. There's lots of callbacks. There's characters, but that's going to make them think of. But to Tolkien fans who are aware of the lore, they're going to hate it. Fucking hate it. So it does the same thing as Rings of Power. It essentially does the same thing, but you're doing it with lore that not the normies aren't going to know. So we'll see how but it's straight up girl boss shit. That's
it's anime automatically gay in my mind.
Yeah.
There you go. And
known from the anime.
Yeah, I won't say much more than that, but yeah.
Well, right from the start, we knew that when they said we had all of these great characters, great male characters from lore that were really interesting, but we're really attracted to this nameless person that didn't do anything. Like, okay, so at that point, it is just ideological because you had better options and you still just had to go for that one person.
It really sucks.
That's what I think they even said. That's what we thought we could bring our experiences to, and it's like, well, there you go.
We thought that they were looking at Rings of Power and thinking, oh, we should come out with something better than that. But they were like, no, we can, but we're still going to do girl boss.
They had every opportunity to take something from the appendices, which is what Amazon supposedly has the rights to, but Warner Brothers just plucked something from the same appendices that Amazon has the rights to adapt. And we're like, haha, they're whipping their dick out on the table. No, they whipped out their vagina on the table. So they did the same fucking thing, right? So you could have given the lore of Helm's Deep properly, and it would have done very well. Like very well. The decision they made is not going to make it do not as well as it would have. I have no idea how the normie is going to react, and I don't really care at this point. Like I just know how anybody who's read the books once is going to fucking hate this.
That bad,
fucking
huh?
hate it.
That sucks. So what's the again? So just so I can understand, and this is why I always ask this question. So it's like for everybody to understand it. So like, is this a project that had a huge budget? Is this a smaller budget based on the animation? It's
anime, so it's smaller. Okay, and it was a very clever way to keep your distribution rights, like to come out and do something and kind of troll Amazon at the same time. Okay, so it's studios definitely competing with each other, which we don't see a lot of these days. But yeah, that's not going to be a huge like monetary loss for them, and they're going to continue with their stuff. Believe me, they got Peter Jackson coming back and doing two different movies. I don't know what the second one is. One of them is The Hunt for Gollum, and we'll see what happens with that.
Well, live action.
There we go.
I wish Elon Musk would buy the rights to Tolkien and put them in a vault forever, never to be adapted again.
You can only buy so many things. I mean,
buy everything. God damn it!
The Tolkien rights from Embracer Groups. Embracer bought them for $700 million. They didn't even buy them for $1 billion.
They bought them $325
Elon could do that easy,
actually. But it's probably increased since then.
Was like 325? Oh, that's
I thought
I read 700 million.
Disney. You can't buy everything.
honestly,
well, fuck yeah, don't waste your money on Star Wars. Yeah, don't like that's done.
he
fuck you.
We say, and I agree that he can't buy everything.
I'm just speaking the truth.
We also
meant
felt
that as well.
We also felt like he couldn't buy Twitter either, and we didn't think he would.
He did it.
And he did it, and he changed the fucking world. So
hold on. It wasn't that people didn't think he could buy it, so they didn't think it would go through with it.
That they would allow him to.
He was kind of forced into it as well. At one point, he did try and pull out, and they were like, "No, we are making you buy this."
Gotta have a good pull-out game.
Gotta have a pull-out.
Glad he didn't.
That catches a lot of guys.
Comparing like the idea of what Disney might sell for to Elon's net worth, you have to understand that would require him selling all of his stake in all these companies that he's involved in right now.
Yeah.
That's what encompasses someone's net worth. So the idea that Elon would sell all of his stake in something like SpaceX to fucking give us a good Snow White adaptation, it's like, fuck, man.
Who cares?
He might after he releases the robot waifus.
Oh, hey, there's celebrities are speaking of Elon, celebrities are leaving X.
Oh man!
Oh no!
Not even
What
shall
we
we
do?
I don't even know if I can stream anymore.
However, will we survive?
Come back. We really needed
Yeah.
you.
Please.
Oh dear.
Don't
This is just part of the coping process for them. This is them. This is coping. This is them going through the grieving process of realizing that everything that they've been spewing is just quickly dying right before their very eyes. So they will return in time when the platforms that they are going to don't give them the feedback that they're looking for or the relevancy that they're looking for. That's what's going to happen.
I just love the logic of Elon Musk controlled everything. He influenced it. He won it for Trump, and that's why we're leaving his platform. We don't want a voice on there anymore. It's like,
wow.
Well, and let's be clear about something.
Wow.
Twitter is a completely different platform than it was under Jack Dorsey, but it is not a pro Elon Musk platform because of Elon Musk running it. It's running that way because so many of the cowards from the left don't want to be there because they can't have their same echo chamber. I see a lot of anti-Elon Musk and anti-Donald Trump stuff on Twitter with hundreds of thousands of likes all the time. I see that. I never saw pro-Trump stuff blowing up on Jack Dorsey's Twitter because it was suppressed when it would start to get some traction. Just earlier, because I spent a lot of time on the For You tab. And I see earlier there was a tweet with 150,000 likes with a guy that was wearing a Trump shirt that says "fuck Trump" and "fuck you if you voted for him," and it had 150,000 likes, and the account didn't even have that many followers. So it's not. It is the internet town square. You can say what you want. You can have whatever opinion you want. These cowards from the left just don't like it. It's not their echo chamber.
Yep, pretty much.
Going to Blue Sky. Join me
Going
on
to Blue Sky.
I'm Don
Bye-bye.
Lemon. I'm sure I'll do well on Blue Sky, even though I failed on CNN and on X.
Well, you see how fake that stuff is. That guy was making tens of millions of dollars on a major network. He goes out on his own and he can't get a fucking
an interview with
he
Elon.
get a dozen people.
Well,
he's
he's
like,
got to be careful now. He can't sexually assault people now that he's not employed by a major company.
Well, that's the thing, and we talked about this earlier, me and Ryan. But there's very few of these mainstream personalities that have made that switch. Like Megyn Kelly and Piers Morgan are like the two standards. You know, they've made that shift over to YouTube and the way that their show is structured and the way that they run it. But then you have like people like Don Lemon, and even like Bill O'Reilly was pretty cringe for a while. If you go back to when he first kind of got ousted, but I'm just saying like the production of his show, like it was really fucking bad. It was almost like he didn't have anybody that had any internet savviness to them to show him what to do. And it was really bad. It's gotten a little bit better, but yeah, a lot of these people need that perfect structure, that perfect organization, perfect script, all of that. And if they don't have that, they can't sit here and just talk into a camera and have an opinion because they're used to having their opinions fed to them. They don't have that.
They can't succeed unless they're propped up and pushed in front of a pre-existing audience.
So what's the list? How many people have left?
Fucking not very many. Here,
Are any of them relevant?
Don Lemon,
Don Lemon,
Joy Miller,
Trust me, this Newsweek
Jamie Lee
article is gay as
Curtis.
fuck. It's like the complete list of celebrities that left Twitter
It's
is
like
like
6.
Jamie Lee Curtis, Bette Midler, and Don Lemon, and that's fucking it. There's way
Literally,
more.
that's it.
Well, Stephen King has left. Yes, the Guardian
The
left.
Berlin Film Festival. Oh my goodness!
Oh,
what are we gonna do?
no.
And that's it.
Berlin Film
Oh,
Festival.
no.
The Guardian
What
got
will we
pissed off
ever
because they
do?
kept getting community noted. Every single time they came out with a new story, they had community note. Like they're still on every other platform that can't do it.
Lizzo left.
Pathetic.
Darn.
Nobody
What,
really
what did
cares.
Robot Head
Oh,
said
did
she
Lizzo
left-
leave?
No, Robot Head said she left X to go to XXXL.
The only person's tweets of that group I would see would be Stephen King.
You know, I have a feeling there's going to be a big void to fill with her leaving the platform.
Yeah, there's gonna be a big center of gravity that needs to be filled with her gone from this place.
So is Mark Hamill going to leave? You think Mark Hamill
Probably.
goes? God, I hope.
No way, because
No, he's staying.
Mark Hamill is not important enough to get the follower count that he had on a place like X.
Well, I would say definitely keep an eye on wherever they go and see what the follower count is. Like, what's the? I've never been to Blue Sky.
Blue Sky legitimately has gained millions of active users over the past week or so.
Okay,
but this is the same exact thing that happened with Threads. Remember when all these fucking queer celebrities were like, "I'm leaving X because of Elon, but I'm leaving. I'm never posting." And all of them fucking ended up coming back, and Threads is a complete and total disaster. They can't stay away because they're not important enough to generate a user base for a total different platform. They are not enough. And that's why X saw its highest usage ever in the weeks and days leading up to the election. X is bigger than it's ever been in history. And these places like Threads and Blue Sky eventually will just fucking fail.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
These celebrities were built up maybe falsely over the Jack Dorsey era over like many years. Like Twitter, come on, I've been on Twitter since 2008. That's a long fucking time ago.
Dang. And tweets aren't like full content. They're little comments made by people on the internet. And so if you have like a big show on YouTube or somewhere like that, that's content that people might want to move to another platform to catch if you're moving platform. We saw it with Joe Rogan. But if someone's saying, "Oh, I'm leaving Twitter," right? They're not on Twitter because of you, and they're not going to go to another platform because of you. They're not going to be desperately thinking, "Oh, I need to hear what that person has to say." You're on Twitter to hear a bunch of comments by a wide range of people, and if you don't get that on any other platform, it's not going to succeed.
Let's not forget 4 years ago when they took down Parler, like how nefarious and evil that was, and how that broke the law. It was collusion between the government and multiple corporations that had servers to get rid of Parler. Just one little up and coming site that was getting some genuine interaction. It looked like to me
that was like, instead of just users, people, big names moving, there was actual larger kind of user base starting to gravitate towards Parler. And
that was debilitating.
That was horrendous that happened in our country. And that's just one example of how the government overreach and the corporate overreach. And that's why you're hearing people like Jeff Bezos and Zuckerberg, while they're not going to change their actions, they're certainly spewing out a lot of bullshit to make it sound like, oh, we're going to be more balanced, because they know there's a new administration coming in that might start investigating them and might find some shit, and start talking about, oh, you're a monopoly now, you need to break up.
Yep. Well, also his speech that he had on his website about the changes he wants to make to social media. If you get shadow banned, you must be told how it's happening and all that kind of stuff. So good. Like basically everything in that video is a good suggestion.
Yeah. People come to Twitter for news, lighthearted racism, and porn. Okay, not for some legacy media dinosaur.
I like how boobs and porn was separated.
Brother, that's what built the internet. Okay, that's why we're here.
Oh, I said news. But
that's not what we heard.
Those policies that Trump put out. Yeah, every single one is brilliant. And his comment about a digital bill of rights is just amazing. Like, hell yes, that's exactly what
Well,
we need.
this is
That's
what
like
happens.
6 months old. That's
I
Agenda
know
47
it's 2
shit.
years old.
Yeah,
It's
it's
2
much
years old.
older than that
This
too.
is what
yeah.
happens when a loser from the legacy media goes to another platform to avoid being trolled. I'm sharing my screen. So Don Lemon announced he's leaving, and so he goes he goes to TikTok Live, and this is what the chat does to him.
That's what's happening. So all the guys, he's like, hey, I'm going to reward the guys that helped to get me in.
Cowboy.
I'm going to get all of the wokeness. You know what?
Look, I think he realized
He doesn't even know what to do.
Softness. The LGBTQ. I don't know if he's going to have an LGBTQ.
At least the commies did something funny.
No, there's a better clip that he had where he's like, "Can you stop doing that, please?" And he keeps putting his thumb over the camera, and it's like, "You need to stop it." And every time he pulls his thumb back,
that was Michael.
Michael.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find
What
that.
the fuck?
That's Trump's old lawyer that got butthurt.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find that
How
one.
much does it cost to put a turkey on someone?
That's almost worth going on TikTok for, but no.
Hang
You're
on, let
on
me see if I can find that one.
Michael Cohen.
I am not on TikTok. I don't care if I'm. There's multiple Nerdrotic shit accounts on there. That's not me.
I don't want the chinks having my info, right, Chad?
This is so great right here. Here it is. Here it is.
God. That wasn't even X-ray girl this time.
I know, Christy.
All right, share my screen.
Make sure
Here
an
we go.
Asian face appears when we say things like that.
Watch
That's
this shit.
acceptable.
No problem. Wow. Genius you are. Can we stop with that? I appreciate it. I don't like the stupid turkeys. All right. Let's just knock that stupid shit off, please. All right.
Just knock it off.
Knock it off.
I did. I said I was leaving. And then the following day, get that through your dumb heads. The following day, I turned around and I said that there's no chance in the world that I'm leaving my country. Thank you very much. All right? Not leaving anyway. You leave. This is my country. I have every right, every single right within which to turn out when we stop so we can. All right, 2 seconds. I'm going to end up blocking the CBS. No problem.
It's so fucking good. That belongs in the Internet Hall of Fame. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There are times when I say the internet was a mistake. Not one of these times.
No. Holy shit,
Internet
man.
gold.
Just
That's what
watching
the
these
internet was
idiots,
made
they don't understand the internet. They take themselves way too seriously. And yeah, man, just Don Lemon basically saying Twitter's the only toxic place in the internet is fucking insane.
Ironic.
And it's like, dude, look, Twitter's a shit show. It always has been. But it's honestly like, go to a place like Reddit. TikTok,
Reddit is like the worst.
Holy
Dude,
shit,
God,
man.
Reddit 10 years ago? Reddit 10 years ago was fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. But all right, I gotta bounce right now. So thank you guys. Ryan, I'm glad you're still with us. And I hope you are here until 100 years old to be miserable as fuck, you piece of shit. Happy
Oh, he
birthday.
will be. I can that's 100% certain.
Yeah.
He's gonna live to 120.
That was the nicest thing he's ever said to him.
I got 14 good years left, and I'm checking the fuck out. I'm gonna have X-Ray Girl import me into Canada. So I can
Oh
Hey,
man.
just get in the passenger seat. You'll be fine.
But I'll see you guys later. Have a good
Take
one.
it easy. Thanks for coming on, Jeremy.
Later, guys.
Good travels, buddy.
Bye.
Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers off to go stream 5 more times tonight. Obviously, that guy's streaming batteries running on nuclear. Okay.
Nuclear.
I have to go pee. Yeah.
I gotta pee.
So,
That's gonna happen more and more.
Hold the fort, and then we're going to talk about Penguin, okay? And I'm old, so this could take a half an hour. I'm not sure.
Someone say something controversial, and I can carry us through until Gary comes back.
Just pee in a bucket.
You guys have already said slurs and got her place back
Hello.
so she can account for the Asian community. I don't think she even is offended by the slur you guys use because she's
No, I
not
think
that
she
kind of
loves
Asian.
it.
So
Wait, what kind of Asian am I?
you're not Chinese, are you?
She's a Canadian.
Yeah, I am.
You are? What the disgusting.
She's a quarter. She's a quarter Chinese.
Are you anything else or just Chinese?
Mostly Canadian.
I thought you were
according to-
Vietnamese.
What does that mean?
Wait. I thought you were
No, no.
Vietnamese.
I'm Vietnamese, yeah.
How much?
Oh.
Like 3/4.
Okay, so you're mostly.
I told you.
get offended
I
over
thought you were
Chinese
good
shit.
at maths. You're 3/4 Vietnamese, but you're mostly Canadian.
No, I
quarter
would say
Chinese?
mostly Canadian, quarter to Disparu.
Well, yeah, obviously.
What does that even mean?
No one else in the world except Americans and Canadians like go out. Oh, actually, I'm Italian. It's like, have you ever been to Italy? No.
No.
All
right, listen, I did
I
my
eat noodles.
heritage because I wanted to prove to everybody that I didn't have a single ounce of like
Black.
anything other than European in me.
Yeah.
And there's not. I'm over half of me is UK of some sort. It's like 28% Irish, a bit Scottish, and a bunch of English. A little bit of Welsh thrown in there, whatever those fucking weirdos. They don't speak right, whatever. And then the rest is like Scandinavian and a little bit Russian and Polish and
That'll be when the
German and all
Vikings
this
came
shit.
over.
You've got no sub-Saharan
like,
African
a
at
little
all.
bit of every bad thing people could expect from me. That's pretty much what I am.
Aw.
So
Good for
I have
you.
a question, Disparu, just on the Gladiator 2 thing, right? I can't remember if this was revealed in the trailer or not. So the main character has a strong connection with someone in the previous film, right? Was that in the trailer? Oh, like
It's
did they
alluded to.
reveal-
It was well known.
It was
Yeah,
well known.
It's in the marketing and stuff.
Do you think that's like makes sense? Do you reckon that's like a just complete retcon where they just want to force in?
I
just
think they
that?
desperately wanted an attachment to the first movie, and
Yeah.
that's just another call. Because that way they can bring in items from the first movie, all of the imagery and the music.
Yeah.
It
Sword.
desperately wants you to bring all the nostalgia from the first movie into this one. All the
felt
big hype
cheap.
moments and stuff.
It felt
Yes.
cheap to me.
And
Yeah.
there's some really, really stupid moment, especially at the end. There's a moment with a sword, and I'm like, that's not how armor works.
And this is directed by Ridley Scott.
Don't get me friggin' started, Bill. I
knew you'd be annoyed.
Armor doesn't work at all through the whole film, except one big moment, and I'm like, piss off. You can't do that to me when you've just crapped on the effectiveness armor the whole
They
film.
literally hint at like spiritualism and almost magical powers and stuff. It's so bizarre. Just nothing in this movie seems to fit together, and there's no plot to like a lot of it. Is like random action scenes, and then they're desperately trying to tie that into a movie, but there isn't actually the story at all.
Ryan,
Everything
what are you
just kind of
having for
happens.
birthday dinner?
I don't know.
It's your birthday.
I had so much alcohol. I don't know
Speaking
how
of
to
a
have
segue.
dinner yet. So I said I
I had
drank
Taco
like, I went
Bell,
from-
obviously.
Some floor pizza.
I went from here to here, so
How? It's not healthy.
Jesus.
That's a whole
No.
meal.
do you think I give a fuck about what healthy? Do you think I look like RFK Jr. out here? Oh, this
Not with that attitude.
Ryan, you didn't even finish the bottle, you pansy. Come on.
Yeah,
Still the rest of the night.
I just don't want you to be
This
hospitalized.
was in an hour and a half, okay? So calm the fuck down, Shad.
Slow down
Hey,
in the last
the
half hour.
The fucking blood of Christ shed for you. That's about the only alcohol Shad has in his fucking diet. Fuck up.
Doesn't have alcohol in it.
It's the teetotal guy going, you didn't even drink the entire bottle of whiskey, you pussy.
I kind of want pizza, though, to be honest.
Yes,
Ooh,
you
pineapple
deserve
on
it. It's your
pizza.
birthday.
A pineapple on pizza. I got some coffee.
No, it's not. It's not like coming out.
It's a good thing I got up. I had locked my wife and kid out of the hotel room, and they were sitting outside the door. Good thing I got up.
Literally just outside the. Oh,
Yeah, they were sitting outside the door because I hit the lock on it for some reason. Oops.
How long were they out there for?
Like 10 minutes. Not bad.
Okay.
But,
Oh, okay.
Is it
all
cold
right.
out
So I've been waiting to do this all week.
Oh, yeah.
We just finished a fabulous TV show. It stuck the landing. We're going to talk about the Penguin, and we're going to cover up Comics Division's face.
Comics.
there? Poor comic.
Comics been for an hour. I haven't heard a goddamn word from him.
He's been here. I heard him.
He's a spoiler.
Say something.
Hello, Ryan.
Hi.
Can you actually hear me?
Yes, we
There you go.
can. Hi,
All
Comics. We heard your dog. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna spoil it. Sorry, we're gonna spoil some ending parts here. Not
so
every
crazy.
piece, but holy crap! What an ending! What a
My
brilliant
God.
I had to
finale
So
re-watch
freaking
it
good.
because I don't understand why he did some of the things he did.
Okay, what is it? What do you
I
think?
don't understand why he killed his friend / driver. Like,
because he knew too much.
Was a liability.
He's
what is ride or die?
Chrissy,
he doesn't have ride or die.
You need to rewatch it.
Oh,
I did rewatch
So
it.
the moment Victor says, now again, spoiler. This is a great moment in the show.
Tag is up. So
fantastic moment in the show where Victor. It's after everything happens. It's like the second to last scene. They're sitting there on the edge of the water talking, and Victor's just saying how much he's like respects Penguin, and he's like, man,
he's a father to him.
You're like you're my family.
And then when he says that, Penguin just like deflates.
Makes the decision.
Just goes,
no. He was gonna kill him before that.
He was always gonna kill him.
I reckon
He was always going to kill him.
He was always going to kill him.
100% because Victor saw all of his lowest moments and he knows all of his weaknesses.
Yeah.
There's no way
shit.
that Penguin would ever let him live. And I said that 4 weeks ago. I said
I called it early
like
too.
We're gonna get. I said I feel like we're gonna get put in a situation where like something has to happen. I don't think Victor's going to make it out of this because he's just seen too much. I also think that would solidify what a piece of shit.
Did he
actually?
Did he know that he killed his own brothers, or did he just see like?
How he absolutely knew.
Yeah, he's a psychopath. I mean, it's just
so Penguin. It was him committing to the life, and basically Victor was a sacrifice. Sacrifice for his ascension to committing to this kind of life. Because if you are going to be a crime lord in Gotham, you cannot have any emotional attachments, period.
And he tells him that while he's choking him, while he puts him under his wing.
And he found that out through being on the lower. He basically was Victor, and the fact that he's like, he figured out very long.
Sorry.
That's all right. He talks about this with Sophia. He figured out very early that he was Victor. He was going to end up dead. He was disposable. And this is how this life is. You make your people feel like family, but in reality, they're fucking nothing. They're disposable. And if you're really going to commit to this life, this is what you have to do. And that was the last thing he had to do that. And he was capable of doing it because of how he killed his brothers. He didn't plan to kill his brothers. In Penguin's mind, he did love Victor. He like that was like a kid to him. He liked him.
Kill him though,
because this is the life I chose. This is more important. And I'm going to end up basically. If he kept Victor around, he would end up dead.
He's like, I'm doing you a favor. I guess what
he said. You're a good guy, kid. You're a good.
Couldn't he just release
him? No,
he's a liability.
As he is choking him, as he is choking me, he literally says, "Family can give you drive, but damn if it doesn't make you vulnerable," or something to that effect. So it's like family is a massive liability, and when he says like "your family" to me, it's.
Signing the death
note. I think there is signs that he was intending to kill Victor all along, but that was the solidification. It's like,
absolutely,
if you see me as family, that's a vulnerability. I can't have that.
He left his girlfriend at a bus stop for him.
Fuck, that's what I love about this show. Okay,
fuck cares?
You don't care.
Good that Penguin was able to manipulate this fucking naive bitch to do all of these things for him just to get taken out of the end. That's how you win. That's how you win in Gotham. That's how you dominate. Not by being all lovey-dovey. Oh my God, Victor, you're family to me. You're family to me too, Penguin. Let's stay together forever. Fuck that.
That's what makes him a villain.
That's not a villain. And it's about time we had a villain be a fucking villain.
Yes.
And,
that's what's so great about the character of
uncompromisingly just
like every moment you root for him,
he does something.
It splashes you in the face with, oh shit, he is a villain. He's a cold-hearted fuck that will backstab any single person. You saw it with Sophia like multiple times.
Everybody.
Victor, his brothers, every single person you think is on his side and you think he's for them, and then he'll throw them under the bus.
And the only thing he does though is seconds
notice,
which is interesting too.
Even her,
even her. You find out his mum is actually a tool he is using for his own motivation, where it was built up like he is serving his mum, and then it's revealed that no, he's only keeping her around because he needs that validation from her.
And when she's laying there, she dropped one tear, and he goes, "Yeah, isn't it beautiful?" And he's like, he doesn't give a fuck.
Let's build up to that a little bit. So there's his mother was captured by Sophia, who's evil too, by the way. She blew up a bunch of fucking people and killed a bunch of innocent people.
Yes, we should very much point that out because I feel like that's being lost a little bit by some people, or maybe critical of it. It's like Sophia is a bad person. She's evil. The opposite type of backstory as Oz, right? She, like, some bad shit happens to her. Yeah. And she has the opportunity to potentially change the way things operate, the way her family has worked. But instead, she like doubles down on it. Yeah. She decides, well, fuck, I'm going to be even worse than they are. And she does worse things than anyone in her family does. She kills her entire fucking family to take over, right? And she's torturing Oz's mother in order to get him to admit. Sophia is a bad person, which makes me want to fuck her till my dick is gone beyond.
She was always a bad person. That, like, the story of bad things happening to her.
Go on, this is beyond I can fix her. Ryan's like, no, stay broken.
I don't want
it. Makes him our villain. So.
I want her broken, and I want to break her back. Like that is everything I want.
You want to go Bane on her? Is that what it is?
The story of bad things happening to her gave her a reason to kill her family, but she was always going to take over the crime family. So there's a backstory before that where she will have done stuff for the crime family. She knew exactly what they were doing and exactly what she was getting herself into, and she was willing to go along with all of it. So it was motivation to turn on her own people, but she was never a good person.
And it was a story. It was a story of like apples and oranges, two people who were overlooked and not respected at all within that family and that dynamic that end up fucking killing everybody. And that's how that works. That's how the underworld in Gotham works. And that's how crime works in the real world. You know, it's just a little more fantastical in Gotham. And it was like the progression of this is like I said on Twitter that like, this is how you do a villain origin story. If you really want to do one, you make your villain like they thread the needle of making your main character compelling to where you're kind of rooting for this guy, even despite all the horrible things he's doing, because he's such a compelling character. But
and
you still
know
he's bad.
He's compelling. He's not sympathetic.
Not sympathetic.
You don't sympathize with what Oswald Cobb is going through, but because the story's so well written and it's like constantly building tension, you want to see how it plays out. He's compelling. And that is the difference between having someone you feel bad for or sad for versus someone who is clearly just written as the protagonist in this fucked up story.
But it's also the actor too, I think, right? Because it's the actor doing the performance where you're like, I love this performance so much that I like him by proxy. And it's like, but I still hate him because he's a great villain.
Because we knew there was a hot guy under there. We knew Colin Farrell
whole time
was under that costume.
The difference between like the Penguin and say Wanda, right? Two villains that are seen as protagonists in the show. In WandaVision, she's the show doesn't think she did anything bad. The show treats her as a hero in a weird way. And in Penguin, the show fucking knows that the Penguin is a horrible, horrible person. And they keep showing you that, and then they pull it back and they let you kind of think, oh wait, no, he's the protagonist. Like I could root for him. I want him to get this drug business going so he could drug people around Gotham. And then you're like, oh shit, no, he's a bad guy. Am I bad? Because I think
because you're like, damn it, his supply just got destroyed. Shit.
and I think they actually do like a great job of tying so much into the Batman movie.
Yeah.
Like whether it's just like the Strangler perspective, the Carmine Falcone stuff, who's the rat, like all these things, the Maroni bust, all of that shit is completely tied into the Batman, and a lot of it sets up what'll happen in the future in the next movie. And it sounds like what a third Batman movie will be, to be honest with you.
I want another Batman movie. I want two more I want him to continue this. If this is the level of storytelling, and if this is the Gotham that we're in, I want so much more of this. Like, and that's another character in the show. It's Gotham.
And I think it's important to remember that not a ton of time has passed between like the end of Penguin and the end of the Batman. The end of the Batman is November 6th, right?
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
November 6th. The city's underwater.
And the Batman starts on Thursday, October 31st.
October 31st. Yes. That's right. Halloween. So like, and in this, we don't even really have Christmas yet. We just have it's like starting to snow in Gotham. That's effectively you're talking about a couple weeks worth of time.
Mr. Freeze.
And this is also very clearly a If you look at what happens at the end of the Batman, you look at how the Riddler is able to take advantage of the way he had been utilizing the character of Batman. It's very much a Batman in flux, and was reevaluating exactly how he's going to combat these things and how much time and energy he needs to use on Bruce Wayne and on inspiring hope in this city versus the Batman and inspiring fear in the people he needs to inspire fear in. Yeah. So the idea of these couple weeks that are happening that I can't believe the Batman didn't show up, I'm totally okay with it by the end, especially once you get the little tease.
You know,
he's rebuilding. He's rebuilding all of his stuff.
Well, there's a plot point that I think could justify it, and I love it if they actually address this in the next Batman film, where he notices what's happening with the Falcones, and he just says, they're destroying themselves. They're doing my job for me. I need to focus on some more important things to help people out.
I mean, like, that's believable. It's the point where Sophia blows up fucking Crown Point. That's like, Batman needs to show up. But the resolution happens. Yeah, that's but you're right, Ryan, because from the point Crown Point blows up to the end of the Penguin is not it's like a day. It's like a day. Yeah. So the ending would kind of justify it. It's plausible.
And we kind of established, I recently rewatched the Batman. They very much established he's worried about violent crime against innocent people of Gotham. That's what Batman is focused on. That's what he's spending his time on. He knows all these drop stealers and he knows this drop business. And he doesn't really care. He doesn't really care about that shit. He's been focusing on violent criminals who are harming innocent people of Gotham.
And he makes that clear in the beginning of the Batman where he's all, I can't be everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just one of the first things he says.
100%. So until like innocent people, like basically this is just wars between criminals at some point. And until the innocent people are harmed in Crown Point, I don't know if it would be on Batman's, not necessarily it's not on his radar, but it's not like I need to intervene.
It's not a priority at the moment. Like, I'm sure he's still, because like we said, it's very soon after the floods, a lot of rebuilding. The whole ending of the movie's about being hope and helping people. So like, I'm sure he's off trying to rebuild stuff, and like you said, like with Bruce Wayne's half, he's funding rebuilds and food banks and all kinds of stuff. And then this happens under the ground.
What could lead into the sequel is while he was doing all that stuff, shit in a very short amount of time, because he talks about the vacuum that there's going to be, like, escalates. Let's not forget in the beginning of as much as I didn't like what they did with the character in the third act, like the Riddler's influence is still out there. You had the people on the train passing out that code, right? That barcode thing, which you actually could, if you take your phone to it and pause, take your phone to it, it takes you to a Riddler website that's got all these little riddles that come up. I did it. So
like after rewatching that recently, if you cut out 30 seconds of Riddler kind of autistically screaming in that confrontation with Batman, it's a completely different vibe, I think. Like, I think they really fucked up with those 20 or 30 seconds of Riddler being like, no, this is not
how it's supposed to happen.
Because without just that, he is a pretty, like, I don't know if I want to say intimidating, but very serious fucking villain. And he is true. He thinks that him and Batman are working together because they're working towards the same goal, which is to eliminate this corruption and disgusting shit that's going on in Gotham. But he doesn't.
If they would have leaned more into making him the Unabomber, Ted Kaczynski, instead of a fucking incel, it would have been better.
Yeah, I don't mind the Zodiac killer aspect of it. You know, that's what, like, I feel like from the very beginning,
and there's some of that.
You're supposed to feel like Zodiac. And I'm totally down with that. It's not until the very end with a little bit of autistic screeching. If they cut a little bit of that out, I feel like we'd have a very different
it goes on too long. If they trim the movie down, because like I love the first half of the movie. I love that first 15 minutes.
It's fucking awesome.
The first 2 hours, like the 2 hour point of that movie is when Carmine Falcone is getting arrested and then he gets killed.
Yep.
And that very much feels like a climax. And then you have, oh wait, Riddler is actually, he was across the street. Then he goes to this thing and they find him in the diner, and then they arrest him, and then they have the fucking altercation between him, and then they have to go and everyone's at the stadium and with the thing, and he has to go in there and fight all the Riddler people, and it's just like peak after peak after peak after peak. There was just too many finales in it. It went on for too long.
But what Odin talked about earlier is if you want a compelling show, you need to have a talented actor and you need to have characters you give a shit about. And they did that. And now by the end of this fucking series, I can't believe I'm saying this, is like, I'm looking forward to the second Batman movie.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude.
And it goes back to show why a show needs competent writers, because there's things that are dropped in this and you basically, it comes up, right? It's not just they say something and it never comes up again. He talks about how, his mom took him out to go dance that night. And then you see his side of that. And then you see her side of that where she's getting ready to have him off. And it's like, dude, that is good fucking writing.
Fucking great.
That is what is missing from a lot of entertainment.
From the beginning of the show, you remember his mom was putting on the dress that she wore when she took him out to go get him killed. Like there was a through line. And then the final scene with him and his girlfriend where she's wearing the dress. And then he says, "Are you proud of me?" And she, "I'm so proud of you, baby." Like, whoa, oh my God, it was so good.
Not girlfriend, hooker that he has to, and he pays to dance and be his mom.
Oh, dude.
While his mom catatonic in his own apartment, and he's like, "I gave you everything I said I would," and she cries a tear because she's basically she's a vegetable. She's a vegetable, and she's trapped forever. And he knows exactly why she's crying, but he's all, "I know it's beautiful, isn't it?"
That was what he needed.
That guy,
and that's why, like, he doesn't really care for his mom so much as he's such a fucking sociopath that he needs to prove to her that he made good on all these promises, right?
Validation.
Which is why in the end, when she is unresponsive, that's what's like causing him to melt down, because he desperately needs that validation that he came through on all that shit he promised to her. And that's why at the end, when she is in her worst point, where she's actually been confronted by all these things that she's always known to be true, she's a vegetable, she can't speak, but she's sitting there alone with nothing in that house, finally given the promise that Oz made to her all those years ago. He's as happy as he's ever been, and her life is fucking miserable. But all that matters is that he made good on that promise.
She got him to promise that he would kill her if she ever got into that state. And he's like, no, his own validation and gratification is more important. And so he's happy to literally keep his mother in a torturous state for his own benefit, because that's what he was using her all along.
It's very Norman Bates-like.
Yeah.
Well,
is she aware? Is she like with it mentally? She just can't speak, or
I think that's an implied.
That's what the tier. That's what the tier implied. That she is aware
but can't, no motor function. So,
and standard for all women.
And Ryan says sociopathic, and like the best thing that represented that was how he killed his brothers. It wasn't anything he planned. He actually kind of liked them, but he got disrespected, got pissed off at one time, made a decision, had multiple chances to fix that decision, and each time said, nah, it's done.
Dude, it's the same as what we saw in the beginning. They didn't have so many chances. Like
opening,
it was as simple as being disrespected by somebody. It set him off to that point.
Also, they were taking her away from him essentially, because he was like, "Oh, we're going to do this," and then she was like, "No, I can't do that." But for them, she would make an exception and break the work and stuff. So they kind of got special treatment. No one can be above him. I did like.
Never be nice to cripples. That's the life lesson.
Yeah, how did he get the limp? Did we ever?
He always had it.
He's always had it. He was birth defect. Yeah, I was born with it.
I did like that when he's fighting. I can't remember the guy's name, but he's fighting the guy and he has like a seizure or something in the middle of the
Maroni.
fight. And he gets really disappointed about it. I was like,
having a hard time.
I won, and it's like you can tell he didn't want to win that way, but he still had to act it out to convince himself that I deserve this.
It's such callbacks to the scene in the Batman, right? Like, I got you. I got you. Like it is that all over again too. That kind of aspect that he desperately needs to prove he's better than all these people.
Was he upset that guy died in the middle of their fight?
Oh yeah, yes, very upset,
because he wanted to hit him some more.
He wanted to gloat. He wanted to win,
but not only
rub it in his face.
It's a consistent character trait throughout the entire series. He needs validation. He needs the validation from his mum, and he wanted the validation of winning over, I forget his name, and he wanted him to say it. And so that's why he acted it out. And he also wanted other people to hear it, so it sounded like he was winning.
And as crazy as it sounds, because it is, especially like in the 66 Batman show when the bad guys would always team up, it's like, yeah, it's funny, but like man, like it's hard to believe that any of them would ever team up, but they set that up to where he'll work with anybody to get to means to an end. So he's got like 5 or 6 scenes, according to Colin Farrell, in the Batman 2,
which is about what he had in the first one.
Yeah. Yep,
somewhere on there.
Yeah, but now they're talking about a season 2, and they should. I mean, it was the #1 show on Ensemble, like its entire
Every
run.
single week.
This Friday, they just reported like the 2 best shows out right now are #1 and 2, which is The Penguin and Tulsa King season 2, which has been phenomenal, which is great. And we also had Sylvester Stallone. The woke was Sylvester Stallone, according to Jack Posobiec, introduced President Trump at Mar-a-Lago.
And say he's the new George Washington.
New George Washington.
Yeah, and thank you for letting Sophia Falcone be hot as well.
Yes. Oh my God.
And use it
and shit. Thank you. Like, obviously, the crazier she got, the worse her hair got. You know, that wasn't great.
Yeah,
but
she's starting to turn into like a mullet.
This has been a banner year for mob women. Susie Glass in The Gentleman was hot. I mean, she's not evil or as evil as Sophia. And Sophia Falcone, who is
bro, I would fucking eat her ass.
People
dude.
going, okay, dude. People saying she's mid. She's unusual hot.
She's not,
okay,
She's got like big eyes.
It's her eyes, dude. Like her eyes. I want to see those eyes looking up at me as she's on her fucking knees sucking my dick. Like those are the type of eyes that Sophia Falcone has, and. There's just something about her because she is broken, but she's also hot. She's gorgeous, dude. Yeah. let me die coming inside Sophia Falcone.
No.
14 years.
Happy birthday.
All right, so if you haven't seen The Penguin and you sat through all the spoilers, by all means, go and enjoy it. This is when you're supposed to binge something, when it's done with its weekly run. If Penguin was released weekly, it would not be as big of a hit as it is now.
You mean if it was released all at once?
If it was released as a binge model, it would not be as big as it is now because it built up over the weeks, and people were like, I was completely skeptical. Dude, now I'm bummed that me and Chris Gore like kind of bullshitted all through their panel, because there was a panel before their panel was before the Marvel panel. We were like, whatever on the show. So we half heard it. But the actress playing Sophia Falcone was there. She was about 20 feet away from me. And we were like, we were just bullshitting. Now I wish I would have paid more attention. But they had the makeup guy there. And I remember him talking, which is like, that dude is the makeup master. Is the best part about it, though, to Odin's point with the acting, is through that pounds of makeup, you can see Colin Farrell emoting. Like that's insanely good.
You could see him emoting, but you couldn't see Colin, which was the craziest thing, dude. Masterclass. I don't know what, but fucking.
It's also a credit
we
to
gotta
his
give that
acting,
guy, but damn,
because the way that he expressed, the way even his posture and walk and everything, I did not see Colin Farrell at all. Even though when you really look, I could see like some resemblance in the face, but you had to look.
Bro,
but in terms of just
Chad, I did not see the guy who played Bullseye in the Daredevil movie becoming like one of the better actors in Hollywood right
He's
now.
Fantastic in that movie too. I love him in that movie as well.
The Daredevil director's cut. I'll stand by it.
Dude,
I love
hell
it.
yeah. The recut, so much better.
Absolutely love it. More foggy. All right, so go see The Penguin. We're gonna get the super chats. We're going to get the super chats. We're on a limited time today, folks. So I'm going to have to do what I'm going to do, because I was supposed to do Square Up for the real BBC got cut off because we're on StreamYards right now, but I'll talk shit about them. They've been shit lately, like absolute fucking shit. Audio issues, video issues.
Yep.
For a week there, I was on Chrissy's stream, or I was about to jump on Chrissy's stream where Ryan is. Stream dies.
StreamYard problem.
Yeah, it was a StreamYard problem. We were on the real BBC and we're in the middle of a Penguin review, about to get the super chat. Stream died. So Monday we'll do a nooner, and we'll dual stream it on Rumble and YouTube and finish up all those, because we didn't get to one on the real BBC, which sucked. But I was traveling. So Monday will be the day. But we're gonna get as many as we can now, and I should always have it ready before I say, hey, we're gonna go there.
Yeah.
But I don't, because
it's at the top of the private chat link right there. If you want to open it up there.
I got it. Thanks, brother. Not Another Dime has gifted 10 Nerdrotic memberships for $50. Thank you very much. That's a lot of dimes. Richard Swinburne, what? Me love you long time. Okay. Has gifted, that's what it says in parentheses. Me love you long time. Gifted 20 Nerdrotic memberships for $100. We love you long time too. Jeremy the Cyborg for 50 says, take a shot, Ryan.
I took a lot earlier today.
Oh.
Now you have to take another one.
I took a lot earlier today.
Do it for Sophia.
If that was like the actual, I would fucking kill myself with alcohol.
No.
Don't do that. Yeah.
It's worth it.
Anarcho Mum for $100.
Damn.
Says first, happy birthday, Ryan. And second, let Hollywood tears flow. Maybe we'll get 4 years more of unhinged content. Love you guys. Well, we love you too. I think we'll get some better stuff. But overall, I at least for the next 2 years, I wouldn't look for any major improvement because they can't move that fast. They just can't. And what we'll notice is in their language and, well, their actions. Their actions. See how they act. I think there's going to be a lot of people who double down. I think Rachel Zeigler will get hired by projects as an own the chuds. I absolutely think they'll do that. I think, that red carpet for Wicked. It was just how do you feel now that Hitler's back as president? Do you feel in danger to be gay? And everybody's like, yes, this is the most dangerous time for us to be alive as we're sitting on a red carpet for a multi-million-dollar film with fabulous clothing on right now. We're in such danger, everybody. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Mark Malkin, that dude.
Yeah.
I like him as an interviewer just because he's going to lead them down. He knows they're going to give a horrible answer that's going to destroy their career. What he's doing. And he's just baiting them all the time.
Yeah, that's the queer dude for Variety.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm.
But he's an old school entertainment reporter. He knows exactly what he's fucking doing.
Yeah.
So
he knows how to get those clips. Yeah.
Here's a rope. Do what you will with it. That's all it is. Every question.
Yeah. Shall I tie it into a noose for you?
Can you tie 7 fucking loops and then hang yourself? That's basically what he's saying. Yeah.
But just to state the obvious, listening to a bunch of millionaires talking about a pretend project based on another pretend project that cost hundreds of millions of dollars, talking about how they're in danger.
Yeah, fuck off with that. That's
it's really hard to figure out why Hollywood has completely disconnected with the audience.
Yeah, the only thing
complete mystery.
Is in danger of is like low blood sugar at this point.
Dude, yeah, that she needs to eat a cheeseburger. She's anorexic.
Oh gosh,
that looks awful.
Listen,
she's Ozempic anorexic.
The way she looks is, to me, if she gained 5 pounds, we'd be like, oh, she looks great. That's it. That's like the levels these women fucking sit at in Hollywood because they're so worried about fucking being too heavy or whatever. I think if she gained 5 pounds, we'd probably be like, yeah, she looks good.
Well, I think the thing is, she's so skinny. If you gain 5 pounds, you would notice. You would notice immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's way too skinny, and it looks Karen Carpenter. I read that one. Shark Bites Entertainment for $200. Hail. Greetings. Just here again to push physical media. Absolutely. We don't know much longer it will be available, so I say it's time to grab it before prices go up and crazy. My recommendation today is what just got me, what I just got yesterday, the Criterion Collection and restoration of the 1954 Godzilla. Oh, I got to get that. Hell yes. Physical media will be around. It'll be these little artisanal places producing it because it doesn't make enough money to be mass produced. But if a smaller company does it as a third party for somebody else, it can be profitable enough to produce. The problem is with the 4K is how good is the transfer? And you need actual skilled people to do that until AI completely takes over. And I think we're in a little transition period where the AI versions are going to suck shit. And the people are going to they're not doing like I've seen a bunch of 4K and they just fucking go way too crazy with the grain. and it looks like shit.
Mission Impossible.
Like,
I've been going through the 4Ks of that, and you can literally see how massive all the grain is. It's most of the film.
Yeah,
I even considered like re-rendering it just so it blurred the grain more.
It's ridiculous. I got fistful of dollars. 4K. It's shit. It's garbage.
Is there no QC? Like, is nobody checking this shit after they run it?
They can't
through
afford
the
it.
AI? They're just
No.
like, yeah, print it.
Wow.
Send it out.
QC. It's still around, but it's minimal. As somebody who did QC, it's very time consuming and it costs a lot of money.
I also imagine the film
It's
grain is
worth
there
it.
to hide the imperfections of other things that they couldn't get right.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
But AI will get better, and all of those QC people will be done. You might have a QC person checking the AI, but like the AI will, and it'll get good enough to fix that shit. It will.
They tried that with what was it, Grand Theft Auto? They just ran it through an AI filter
my
and
God.
came up with a load of really horrific results.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's next year, but didn't Coca-Cola just do an AI Christmas commercial and everybody's freaking out? Yeah.
It's probably good.
It's fun. I mean, like there's something about AI that I like. I like the surrealism of it. I was talking about on my last stream. I said Salvador Dali would love some of this shit because it's fucking weird.
But some of those AI trailers look amazing, especially when they try and copy the 50s kind of film look and everything. And
they're
then
fun.
It's fun. It's fun for concept and like
really
individual
amazing.
stuff. But
but I don't think like the finished product is amazing.
Yeah.
You know.
So many
you can do a lot of
imperfections.
those stupid ass polar bear dumb fucking Coke commercials in AI. That's easy.
Yeah. DB Wild for Fitty. Hail the panel and the fellowship. Happy birthday, Ryan. Gary was looking forward to bumping into you and Will at the Grand Rapids Comic-Con, but been under the weather a couple of days and might fail lasting through a 3-hour drive. Well, you have till tomorrow. So you might get like, I'm praying for recovery. Have fun at the newly red Michigan. We are, Grand Rapids, at least the part I'm in, guys. It's charming. It's nice. I like it. I guess we need to point out that X-Ray Girl and Mr. Nerdrotic and I were walking around. We're like, this is an American city and it doesn't smell like urine.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
You get points for that. Just
don't visit Detroit.
I had no plans to, but like
anywhere close.
I mean, like it's kind of hoity-toity where we are, and there's some fucking hipsters running around. But other than that, like it's clean. It's nice. I like it.
Very cute.
Well done.
Oh my god!
Oh no,
That is disturbing.
I'm not a foot person. That's weird. Like I'm not most of my time is spent with women's feet on my shoulders. Like, you know what I mean? I don't really get that. It's not, I don't know.
And those are not her feet.
Put your
We've seen her
feet
feet.
on my shoulders.
Let me pound your puss, baby. Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Oh no. The Bloody Damn Reaper for $99.99. Please God, open every show with that ode to Ryan's forehead and afterhead. Perry Chan is a national treasure. Hail Libertas. Hail 199. Let's go. Okay. Grendel Vivat has gifted 50 Nerdrotic memberships of $250. Holy shit. Thank you.
Huge.
We have to do watch party soon. Kangarooster for 50. Imagine the forehead if Ryan and Angela Belcamino had a kid. Who's Angela Belcamino?
The bold lib. Chrissy knows the bold lib.
Oh yeah, she's such a real liberal. That's like
she's
for sure
she's
not
totally
a troll.
legit and is not totally trolling everyone. Yeah,
trolling everybody. That they still fall for that. Yeah, she's got a sizable forehead. She's smart. She's got a big brain in that giant forehead.
And she's too old to knock up. So hey, why not?
There you go. She's the one who always tweets like childless and 42 and no troubles in the world.
And people freak out every time. And it's like, bro, you guys are falling for this shit so hard.
Her commitment to the bit's pretty good. I respect.
Commendable.
WG for 100. Just wanted to wish Ryan a very happy birthday, and as a token of my appreciation, gift Gary with super chat. Gary, please spend this in celebration of another year of Ryan. Thanks and all the best. I will, WG. I'll donate some of it at the next AA meeting for Ryan.
That's for pussies.
He's also gifted 10 Nerdrotic memberships for 50. Hail, WG. Love you, brother.
I'll be upfront about my alcoholism if it ever comes to that. Not enough.
There you go.
That's right.
Frank the Tank 285 has gifted 10 Nerdrotic memberships for 50. Thank you, brother. Assuming it's a brother, your name is Frank, but you never know these days. You never know. Gene the Revenant for $5 says, happy birthday to little Ryan. Make you have many, may you have, why does it say, it says make you have many, many more. It says make, okay. Make some more kids, Ryan. That's what he meant. Misa Solon has gifted 5 Nerdrotic memberships for $25. Thank you very much. Jack Straw from Wichita for $2 says $20. The skinny kid with the hair pukes. LOL.
I think that has to do with the intro.
Okay. Radicalized members. And this is Def81 says can't stay because I need sleep. Watch tomorrow. Thanks for letting us know. Get some sleep. Happy birthday, special needs Ryan. Says Evil Beffel. There you go. Crew Kid for 52 for $5. Crew Kid 52 for $5. Happy birthday, Ryan. You Gavin Wax looking motherfucker. Rather, Gavin, if it says Gavin Wax. Gavin, if he had a forehead the size of Manhattan, shout out to Gavin. He's awesome. Which Gavin? Newsom or McGinnis?
I don't know.
Probably McGinnis. Maddie has gifted 5 Nerdrotic memberships for $25. Thank you very much. Moo Boy Moo for $5. Happy birthday, Ryan. I wish I could be your handmaiden, but I'm more of a disciple. Sorry. Damn. Okay.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Are you a girl or a dude? I mean, it's an important question.
93% chance it's a dude. So,
yeah. Well, for this channel, yes. B-Chain 315 for $5. I forgot to ask on his birthday stream: is Ryan a fan of the Chicago Blackhawks?
I'm not a massive hockey guy. I'll root for the Blackhawks if I have, like, just in general, but I'm not a massive hockey guy.
There you go. Bubba Doom. I drove through your beloved Chicago. What a fucking nightmare.
You got to go fast. So.
I would like to, but the traffic was shit. So I got a nice, good look at it for 45 minutes. God, I hate American cities. I really do. Hail to the fellowship. Go Iron Mike. Go Iron Mike. Yeah. Okay. So Ryan, there's a big fight tonight between Jake or fucking Logan Paul. I don't know the difference,
Jake
and I
Paul,
don't fucking care.
27 years old, and Mike Tyson, who's 58 years old.
Okay.
In my opinion, the whole thing's staged. I think it's probably going to end in a draw or potentially like a Logan Paul win. But like that's how a lot of these things are. They're not real. It's all entertainment. And they have succeeded because whether you think it's fake and bullshit, whether you think that Jake Paul should be fighting an actual boxer in his prime instead of a man who's 60 years old, or whether you think that Mike Tyson, even at 58 years old, despite all the problems he's had and all this shit, is still going to knock the fuck out of Jake Paul, they have people engaged in it. And that is the point. Is people's attention. And they're going to make a fuck ton of money off this.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. I think in real life, Tyson would kill him.
Yeah.
Like
he's pretty big dude though.
At some point we have to acknowledge the fact that Mike Tyson is 60 years old.
Yeah.
He's 60, but he also grew up on the fucking streets. And he wasn't an influencer, and he's not like a gym. Like this guy's hardened by life.
Yeah, if this was no rules,
and do not underestimate old man strength. I've seen a lot of old man beat the fuck out of like 30-year-old dudes who are bigger and stronger.
Some of those clips are amazing when this old guy just is getting, confronted by this young idiot and then just knocks them out.
I get it. And I'm not saying I want to get in the ring with Mike Tyson. I'd be scared out of my mind. I'd piss myself and shit myself. But, you're not really worried about like strength and power, like going necessarily. You're talking about coordination and speed and stamina and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what you have to worry about when you're talking about this. And it'd be one thing if Jake Paul was literally just a YouTuber, but he's been fucking training and shit for a long time. It's not just like a scrub. I don't think he's not like, oh my God, what a great boxer, but he's also not like just a nobody.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And I agree with, I think it's staged, and I think it'll like maybe is it Logan or Jake? Which one is it?
Yeah, Jake.
Okay. I don't care. I think, he wins, so he'll get a rematch in a year or so.
It might just go down as a draw. It might go down as a draw so it doesn't count as a loss on either of their records and shit like that. But if there's a script, if there's one person that I would say has a decent chance of going off script, it would be crazy ass Mike Tyson.
Yep. God bless him for it.
Yeah.
Newsflash: Trump super chatting Kamala more at 11, says Mjo Skyver for $2. That would be funny.
Starts putting turkeys on her face.
Yeah. Arkham Shadow is the shit, says KVG198X for 5 Canadian pesos. Is it? Anyone?
Oh, is that the VR Batman Arkham game? I heard it's good. I heard it's actually pretty good. I'd like a new Arkham game that's not trash.
Garbage. Yeah.
Somebody asked if Gary's chewing bones. This is what it sounds like in the microphone.
Yeah, he's the bone collector.
Dude, I muted it. I tried to mute it, but no.
Oh, no, it's not been muted at all.
It was not
Wait,
muted.
it's muted. Is it not muted now?
No.
Oh, I was hitting the wrong button. My bad.
I just didn't care about it.
What is Gary eating?
I'm eating like pretzels. I'm fucking starving.
Like
I
Cookie
apologize.
Monster over
I
here.
thought I was muted. That's horrible.
Like that entire like weigh-in, that slap from Mike, it was totally staged.
It looks staged as hell.
Like if you don't, if you saw that and think that's real, I don't know what to tell you. That was clearly staged. He pulled it and then he stepped back to have his boys hold him back.
Yeah.
Now, whether you think the whole thing might be staged, still up to you. But I'm just saying, let's not be dumb.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're retarded, but let's not be dumb. Okay. Stop, watch, and roll for $4.99. Can't believe I get to share a birthday with the GOAT November 15th, baby.
That's right.
That's right. Cold Brew for $20 says, I've always thought that the rule of 2 is stupid for the Sith. They could have gotten their own army of Sith and take over the galaxy. I'm pretty sure there are many Jedi in the Old Republic that would have defected. Hashtag defund the Jedi.
Okay, so the entire point of that is kind of the nature of the dark side. They've had that. They've done that multiple times. They've tried armies of Sith multiple times. The problem is the nature of the dark side and kind of the deceptive and backstabbing nature. What ended up resulting was you had all these kind of like these groups of weaker Sith who would join together to take out a stronger one so they could kind of take a little more power. And there was always so much infighting that the Jedi would always end up winning. So that's why Darth Bane devised the rule of 2, which is the idea of one master to be the master and hold the power and another apprentice to covet the power. And the theory being that not until the apprentice was strong enough to overtake the master and had learned more than them, was able to beat them, would they continue on with the lineage. And that, in theory, it would continue to build Sith power over time. So they tried armies of Sith multiple times. It doesn't work. The dark side, in of its nature, is liable to them self-sabotaging and backstabbing each other.
Like the Democratic Party.
Yeah. Good way of putting it.
Jeremy the Cyborg for $10 hail to the fellowship. Happy birthday, RK Outpost. Oh, thank you. Wes Svim, just screwed up your last name. I'm sorry. For $9.99. I didn't know that ancient Greeks were black now. Who knew? I certainly didn't. I loved that Percy Jackson books growing up. Such a great mythology ruined by some DEI bullcrap. Happy birthday, Ryan. Yeah, I think there was a D+ trailer that came out today or yesterday that has some new Percy Jackson stuff in it.
It's sad.
Wow, they're doing a
the-
season 2 of that.
It's sad because the Disney Plus series is actually more accurate to the books than the dog shit movies were. But there's just so much nonsensical race swapping and agenda forced in there. It sucks. It's kind of like you get half of one, or 6 of one, half a dozen the other. It sucks.
Yeah. Maybe she's trying to ruin her career before they Harvey Weinstein her. Aided clock for $5, talking about Rachel Zeigler. Brett Cohen for $5 Australian. Gary, the joy in Drinker's smile and yours on Piers was priceless when Esther said African inks. Or yeah. That was a fun episode to do. We were yelling at each other, and I had a good time. That poor guy, there was some, I don't know if you guys saw the interview. They brought in some poor dude who worked on the Kamala campaign, and he seemed like a really down-to-earth, like normal guy. He brought in with us, and we're just like, oh no. But he's like trying to argue for his side. And he's saying, well, we don't label people. And then Esther comes in, except for white guys for Harris, and Nazis and bigots and stuff. It was so fucking funny.
Everything, like the concept of an identity group means you have to label everybody.
Yeah.
And then you narrow it down into smaller and smaller groups because there's smaller and smaller minorities.
They label themselves and their enemies.
Yes.
True. Absolutely true. But yeah, they had us on for like an hour. I'm trying not to crunch. See, I muted the button. Okay. I'm so hungry. I apologize, but I don't want you guys to hear the crunch. Go watch it on Piers Morgan. I had a really good time. Me and Will had a very good time on that show. But yeah, it's the way it goes. Tommy Lauren was on there too. Like she popped up. I know that's Jeremy's favorite person. And
wow, I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Who's she with now? Barstool?
Outkick.
Outkick.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's with Outkick. She's been around.
Multiple ways. Wow. I don't actually know. I
don't know her either. I don't know any. I just know she was like on Fox for a little bit.
Yeah, on Fox. Well, actually, start Rebel Media, right, Garrett?
Yeah.
Rebel Media blew up because she was a hot blonde saying conservative shit. Then she did a little thing on Fox, and she's married now, I think.
Yeah.
Sad.
That's the way it goes. Got to keep that shit secret if you're on the internet.
It sucks when attractive women get married. Ugh, rough.
Or have kids. Ugh, my God.
I know. It's the worst for all of us.
It's actually awesome, but okay.
Rich
Uncle
for,
Cheapskate.
the future of human civilization, but not for me as an individual.
Yeah. Alternate universe question. Which film series would the panel rather watch? Sylvester Stallone as the T-800 in the Terminator series, or Arnold Schwarzenegger as Rocky Balboa? Sylvester Stallone is the Terminator.
Yeah, easy. Yeah. Easy. Arnold can't act.
Arnold would be a terrible fucking Rocky Balboa. Okay.
But I want to see it.
I mean, if you did like a fucking Austrian, maybe in the 1930s version of Rocky Balboa.
I think we need to deport Arnold Schwarzenegger, to be honest with you.
I think we do too.
That's one of the first things they
Fuck
should
his
do.
freedoms.
I have somebody shared something for my birthday. Apparently, this is me and X-Ray Girl. I don't really remember this, but apparently it's caught on camera. So.
Can we do it? Hello!
Oh my God.
Everybody, this is my wife.
How drunk were you, X-Ray Girl?
That looked like it was before the meetup. That wasn't even during.
Ryan doesn't look actually that drunk.
No, I'm asking how drunk are you?
Sure.
Yeah, you look more drunk than I am in this one, to be honest with you. But with that being said, I do have to bounce. Thank you guys for having me. It's been an awesome birthday, and appreciate all you guys. And thank you for all the super chats and support on my stream and this stream. And I will talk to you later. What a great week for us!
A great week, dude.
Yeah, against the entertainment
fucking
industry.
Amazing week, and it's the holidays. I'm just happy. I'm pretty happy guy anyway. But like I'm 15% happier now. It's great. It's fucking awesome.
That's right. All right, guys. I'll
Get the
talk
fuck
to y'all
outta here.
later.
Birthday,
Have a
Ryan.
good
Take care,
birthday.
man.
Take care, brother. Happy birthday, Ryan.
AOC's pregnant with Alex Stein's baby.
Yeah, it just, I mean, like
And
life.
Sophia is pregnant with Ryan's.
And Sophia and Brie Larson. He's making more little Ryans everywhere. Little girl Ryans, little boy Ryans. God, the world's going to be a terror. Okay, we're going to have to get a couple more, right? And the rest of these will be read on Monday at 11 a.m. Okay, dual streaming here on Rumble and on YouTube. But Angela Richter gifted a Nerdrotic membership for $5. Thank you, Angela. Resident Weevil for $1.99 British pounds, proper money. Ada Wong is the best. If it ain't Wong, it's wrong.
If it ain't Wong, fix it.
Okay, we used to have a joke at the comic store because it was in San Francisco. So, and I'm not kidding you. We have a subscriber file, right? And it's by last name. And I had 8 Wongs.
Damn.
8
it is
Wongs.
San Francisco.
So we'd always we'd have to do the first name, but the problem is 3 of the Wongs had the same first name, so we had to go to middle name and shit. And our joke was like, because people would read out, and we don't want to get the Wong, get the right Wong, don't get the Wong, and we'd always do that. So at the comic store. Arian T Junior 77 for 5 R's. Happy birthday, Ryan. Wish you many messed up orders to come. God bless you. Hail FNT. Dude Mando for $20 says, Nerdrotic, I saw you say that Hollywood should make the classic $20 million action film. You should put together that movie. You could get that set up now with connections you have made. Would be awesome. I don't know about that. I've talked to a few people. It's a whole different story. It's like, hey, throw me 20 mil. It's like,
right.
But I think Hollywood and independent companies are more than capable of, if they get the right people. It's important to get the right people. You can't just whip up one and make one. You have to find the right people, fight choreographers and stuff. Action movies are a great thing to fall back on. They're just like horror. They're cheap and they'll be more profitable. But the thing is, the corporate structure is now set up to where these tentpole movies need to make billions instead of just being profitable. And the problem is they're spending hundreds of millions to make billions, and they're usually losing hundreds of millions. And you're just kind of in a doom loop at that point. But yeah, the action film is easy. Happy birthday, Ryan. Mine was yesterday. Strong at 46. Hail 199 says Thrawn Kill for $4.99. Sam AT for $200 Mexican dollars says, Ryan, before I'm able to say happy birthday, I found an article about you taking advantage of an Algerian girl. You should have you have a comment before the post before I posted on Kotaku. Just kidding. Happy birthday, Ryan. A long-time lurker, first-time super chatter. Nope. No. There it is.
There you go.
I'm a nerd in training, learning from Professor Gary and Professor Jeremy, a homosexual man. Hail 199 and fellowship, but you are in trouble if you're learning from Jeremy. If you want to learn some gay stuff, that's fine. But Brightest Day Audiobooks LLC for $5. What a better way to celebrate Ryan's birthday than watching FNT projected onto Ryan's own forehead.
Oh my God.
Omniscient Guy for $20 says, great news. Found out that pineapple pizza is getting banned in Trump's Project 2025. That I'm against it. Okay, I'm absolutely against it. Anyone caught with it will face a fine of $10,000 in 3 years listening to Aquafina saying, no! Bon Jovi 24/7. The world is healing. No. Unbased, not based.
Yeah, that awesome torture would be appropriate, I'd say.
Give me a what? Give me a hot.
Oh my
I can't
God.
believe that was in the movie.
We'll get the rest on Monday. We're going to wrap it up on YouTube. We're going to head over to Rumble right now. Thank you, Nerdrotics. Thanks, everyone. Love you guys.
Bye.
See you.
Yeah.
Bye.
See ya.